How's it going? Almost didn't make it there. How we all doing today? You should watch Ryzen. I should. One day I will. But I've been saying that for a while, so maybe I never will. Who fucking knows? It's just hard finding time, man. I waste enough time in my life for the UFC these days. How you doing, Crystal? What's good? Yes, I saw the message. How you doing, Chris Gray? How you doing, JVD, as well, man? Starting to see you pop around a little bit more, which is a good thing. Hope you're well. It was so nice watching an entire card and then going to sleep at a reasonable hour. I know I say this all the time, but I feel like I need to keep putting it out there. How you doing, Tone? What's good, man? What should we talk about? We should talk about how I should watch Ryzen or how good it is. It seems like there's more vicious knockouts in Ryzen. I'll give you that much. How's the Sunday been? It's been all right. Had some family time. Took my little lad to go and see the Smurfs movie, which I was expecting to completely hate, but it was all right. As soon as I saw that Rihanna was in it, I was like, this is gonna suck. Idaho is joining us very, very soon. Very soon, as is Brutally. It's a free man show today. Vacation was all right. Bit boring. Retreading some of the old places. I spoke a little bit about it yesterday. It just wasn't enough time out there. Traveling around like all the time is like, I know when you've only got 5 days to do stuff is really bad. Who the fuck is this guy? I am Fight Night Frankie. I assume you're watching over at Brutally Honest, who will be on very shortly. He will be joining us within the next few minutes. Formula One was dog shit today. Why'd you watch that horrible shit? Formula One is fucking terrible. I used to watch it back in the day when there was like Damon Hill and them guys. And Michael Schumacher. It was more entertaining back then. Now it's just whoever's got the best car just owns it. When you have a sport where somebody wins 4 years in a row, I'm not fucking on it. That's just how I feel. I am Brutally Honest's ugly cousin, Legendary. Nice to fucking see you here. Brutally will be along in a minute. I like to get things warmed up a little bit before I let the panel in. We've got a lot to talk about after last night's card. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And I made money, which is the more important thing. Let me just be direct about that. Yeah, Michael Schumacher and Damon Hill and them, man, were way before you weren't even in your daddy's ball sack when they were running around. Isn't Schumacher brain dead? He is, and the weird, well, not brain dead, but he's basically a vegetable. The weird thing about the Schumacher thing is obviously like his family has kept, not even weird, but like his family's kept it very, very private. So he must be. I know that his son came out recently. I think he's a driver now, and he basically said that he can't even talk to him. He's that fucked, and I feel bad for the guy. To be fair, he just finally got to retirement. He was taking it easy, and then he hit a tree. Very bad. I didn't make any bets on this card. I had a bit of a... So basically, yeah, I decided when this card started that I didn't really like much of the straight up bets, which turned out to be a very wise decision. So I made a parlay where I had 3 fights that would get to the 3rd round. And then I had RDR winning to turn 25 into 175. And then I absolutely bottled it after the 1st round and cashed out for about 90. And then I ended up putting 20 quid back in and making another 300 on some random football matches. So all in all, an excellent evening for your boy. I ended up coming away with about 300 quid. So I'm pretty satisfied. Talk about Bryce Mitchell's ceiling at bantamweight with panel. We'll definitely address that. That's definitely going to come up. We do need to talk about Bryce. And I'm sure we're going to have very different opinions about that. I'm sure it's an inevitability, because I'm expecting I'm going to have a bit of a contrary opinion to some of the boys. Hey Lane, I've been a bit absent on YouTube lately because I got a new job finally. I've seen you pop up in Dougie's stream though, you little fucker. To be fair, Dougie is way more entertaining. So if you've got limited time, you should be over there and not fucking around with me. But good to have you back though, Chris. I'm assuming the cooking channel wasn't up and going yet. I'm hoping you get round to that at some point. I feel like that's better. Let's make it a little bit more dark in here. Or should I turn the lights back on? I'm walking off my Wi-Fi and that shit spammed on its own. Nice one. I thought, has this guy got autism? He keeps asking the same question. It's all good though, Jackson. It's good to have you here. Appreciate you. I think with the light off, I look far less ugly. A debutant nil-nil fighter in Ryzen threw 5 soccer kicks, 1 stomp, and 7 grounded knee. The UFC is an absolute disgrace. I agree with you completely. We nearly got it in the fight where Yahya, the fight where Yahya got knocked down like 100 times. There was a point in the fight when Win nearly kneed him in the face. It just feels natural when someone falls on their knees in front of you. You think 2 things: whip it out or kneed him in the face. Bryce versus Patchy Mix. Who wins that? I think Patchy Mix beats him. I think Patchy Mix would strangle the life out of him. Personally, I still think it would be a decent fight. By the way, if you're just turning up here, if you guys could like the stream, it really helps get the Sunday stream moving. So do your boy a favor and like the stream, and obviously if you're not subscribed, do that also. Pirate could have soccer kicked Mark Andre too. Again, if you're laying on the ground, you deserve to get kicked in the face in a fight. If it was out on the street, I think head stomps, don't get me wrong, are a bit too far, because obviously with head stomps, you could break someone's neck. You should be able to kick them in the face. Didn't we all collectively get a massive nut off when Jose Aldo ran across the cage and kicked someone in the face? It was beautiful. How's your weekend going, Frankie? Hope the new job's going well. It's a nightmare. It's an actual nightmare. But I've got 6 weeks off. Being a teacher and all that obviously helps. So I'm going away on holiday again next week. You're gonna see some sick live stuff. I'm gonna propose some stuff to the panel as well that I need to talk to them about, because I'm basically gonna be going out live in Asia. I'm doing 2 Asian countries, and I'm gonna go to bars, obviously. And I want some of you guys to prepare the questions that I'm gonna ask some random tarts. So this is your opportunity to create some fucking chaos, and maybe see me get my head stomped in. Wouldn't that be amazing? So we've got that to look forward to. Man, heavyweights were throwing stomps last night, but none connected. I mean, when heavyweights do it, that's like, I don't want anyone to die in there, but I also want somebody to get kicked in the head. I mean, it's a fight. How you doing, Zenu? Nice to see you here. I'm assuming you're one of Brutali's boys. Welcome to the show. We will be getting off and started any minute now. Idaho's waiting in the wings, and I'm just gonna message Brutally to see what the fuck he's doing. Maybe he's late. I want a tick. So we'll give him a minute. Nice, man. Enjoy your holiday. My dream is to visit Japan someday. I told you, man, I went there and it's the best country I've ever been to. Japan is amazing. Super clean. The locals they pretend to be friendly, which is really nice. And you get a different vibe everywhere you go. Like I went to Hokkaido, which was covered in snow and just absolutely beautiful. And then I went to Osaka, which was just a beautiful, clean, well-run city. Never been to Tokyo yet, so that's got to be on the list. But I'm not that keen, to be honest. I'm not overly keen. No, I've got the same job basically since I had in January, but I chose to sign a contract and I'm already regretting it. I'm part of Idaho's crew, the 617 Rat. Shout the fuck out to you, sir. Sick name as well, Xenu. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm probably not, but who gives a fuck? All right, well, I'm going to let Idaho in because Rudy's being a cunt. My one son is going to Japan next year. Fuck me. Hang on a sec. How we doing, brother?
Doing well. How you doing, Frankie?
You look fucking different every time I see you.
Yeah, I know. My appearance drastically changes all the time.
Fair play, bro. How you been?
Doing good, man.
Sweet. How you doing, Brutally?
Hey, boys. Yeah,
Joe, I think it's the facial hair you guys are fucking with me with.
what?
Yeah.
I grew a little bum fluff on the bottom of my chin that I had yesterday, and nobody noticed. It's that insignificant.
Oh, that's tragic, that is, isn't it?
I was thinking someone was going to say something and be like, "Oh, Frankie's growing up." Nah, looked exactly the same. Embarrassing shit. Anyway, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Nice to have a. I feel like the UFC is kind of back now. I don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
We've had a couple of good cards in a row. Maybe I'm overshooting it, but
no, the UFC's been on fire the last couple weeks, man. It's been awesome. That's how it should be.
Yeah, it's just back to what feels like it was last year, which is not amazing, but at least we've got something to talk about.
Sure.
Where it feels like I don't get to the end. Do you know what? Yeah, I always find as well. We kind of touched upon this the week before last when we did the other panel. When you make money, the card seems that much better. I've discovered that.
So Robert Whittaker is one of my favorite fighters, probably my favorite fighter, and I always bet against him. So just it's like a fail safe. Like Bobby Knuckles loses, I make some money. So I feel you.
I have an approach to doing that as well, where people don't really understand this. But what I do is I usually bet against my favorite fighters, so I feel like if they win, I'm kind of happy. But if they lose, then at least I've used their body for money.
Exactly.
I feel good about that. So it is what it is. How did you feel about the fight in general and how it went down? Do you have like an opinion on the decision?
Yeah, I mean, I thought RDR clearly won. I thought that you could have given it to Rob, but I thought that the right man won at the end of the day. Honestly, like the fight was high level, but I didn't think the fight was all that great. Even though I was super invested because obviously Robert Whittaker was fighting, but the fight was not, that great to me.
What do you reckon, Brody? Do you have any opinion on how it went?
Yeah, for some reason I started tuning off during the fight. I think it got to like the third round. I was just like, I didn't really give a fuck about the fight. I don't know what it was. It just, I don't know. I think both of them are too nice. That put me off it a little bit. I don't know. I'm not the biggest RDR fan, not the biggest Whittaker fan. I just didn't give a fuck. So it just, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Great. We're going to see Rob lose again. He'll win a couple now. He'll come back. He'll spark someone out. Now, I don't know. He's a journeyman now.
Yeah, he's kind of a gatekeeper. I think the problem that I had with the fight is as Whittaker was kind of losing, I kind of felt like, all right, well, Whittaker's done, which doesn't really have that much significance anyway, because he was never going to get back into the title fight. But also you're looking at RDR and you're like, he might scumbag his way through another fight, but he's just not very good, is he?
No.
He's easy to catch. His wrestling's garbage. When he gets you on the ground, he's a problem because obviously he fucking sits on you and you can't do anything about it because he's just massive for the division. And he's awkward. You kind of feel like even though his striking is very sloppy, and it it's weird, and he catches people when he shouldn't. So there's entertainment in it from that side, but like, I don't know, man. I felt like it was when a fight like that happens at the top of the division, you're like, oh, well, we've got another contender now. It doesn't feel like that with RDR.
Yeah. I was more interested in the co-main, to be fair, and I found that a much more exciting fight. And it was one of those, Jan's going to be back in the mix now. He's going to be challenging for the title. And then if McGee had won, then at least that's something different, a new fighter in the mix. We're not going to see rematches. It felt there was a bit more importance behind it.
Yeah.
And I fucking like McGee.
I know you do. You were very
McGee
high
showed
on
us
him.
he showed us a lot of good stuff, but I think the second and third round, it was like very clear he was going to lose to Petr Yan, who is still really good. I love Petr Yan fights, man. He's so awesome.
Partly, like, don't forget, McGee's 35, and he's not had. I don't know. He's new in the UFC. He's not fought that much. I don't know. It felt like the occasion might have got to him a little bit, and then he just slowed down. It was just like he was always a second off the pace, like in every encounter.
Yeah, yep. That's a really good point. Petr Yan was just one step ahead of him. But yeah, I mean, what did you guys think about the card overall? I thought it was great. Honestly, I have no complaints.
Yeah. I think overall, I don't think there was anything that kind of stood out. That we didn't really get like a robbery, which is nice. And it was definitely a night for where underdogs really came through. We got a few unks that managed to step up and get the job done, which is always nice. The McGee thing one was a weird one because I'm high on him as well. I think he's a very good fighter, and obviously I was torn between two places because he obviously needs to get going because he's 36 years old and he spent a lot of time out with injury, and it took him a while to get to the UFC. And he obviously had 3 wins in a row, but it still felt like Yan was a massive step too much. But I think he can. I think the fact that he got out of there with not looking like he was completely didn't belong in there with him is a win.
Yeah, the fight it was exactly as I expected. It looked like the number 12 guy taking on the number 3 guy in the division. Like no surprises.
I still think McGee could hang with the top level. I don't know if he's going to win many, but I think he can hang in there, and he's always got power. We saw that he did rock Yan, he did hit Yan when he did catch him.
Yeah, Yan's got this weird thing where he kind of, I don't know if this is like an old boxing trick, but he kind of holds his fist to his face. And whenever he gets touched, is it really that simple to not get knocked out? I don't know.
I don't know. McGee was working the straight left quite well in that fight, and I thought if he carried on with that shot, he could end up putting him on his arse, but he stopped going to it. I think he used it a lot in the first round, and then I can't remember him throwing it in the second.
Do you know why? Petr Yan fought the entire first round southpaw.
Ah, okay. And then
he usually switches.
Yeah, I didn't even notice.
You didn't see him do it. You didn't see him do it in the first round, and then suddenly in the second, he just started.
And that's when I was like, "Oh, he fought the entire first round southpaw." It's like, "Oh shit!" And that just kind of adds to just how badass Petr Yan is. Like, this guy's fucking awesome, man. Did you guys see that? You guys see that slick judo trip he hit in the third round too?
He always lands that. It's like what did they call it? It's got like a specific name. I can't remember the name of it.
Pariah Goshi or some stupid.
Yeah, some shit like that. He does it every fight. He manages to just. It's such a humiliating thing to do to another human. He sort of just step in and give them a little. I had somebody trip me up in the playground like that once, and I still think about it. It's embarrassing.
Frankie's still dwelling on it. Looking up that guy's
face. My prospects of getting bitches went from 1% to 0 right then because it was in front of everyone. So you can't be fucking with Frankie after that. It was embarrassing.
Not invited to the cookout.
Nah, bro. But yeah, no, it was a very impressive performance, and he's kind of it kind of shows you where bantamweight is as well, though, because even though he's won, it's like we saw what Merab did to him. And that's why I feel like Merab deserves a lot more respect in general, because it's very, very hard to think of somebody that can actually get in there and deal with his style.
I think there's one guy. There's one guy, and I don't know why it is. I look at him and I think, you could fucking beat Merab. You could. Davy fucking Grant. Davy fucking Grant. Take down defense. Fucking last night, I was looking at his style and I thought, fuck me, this is the style to beat Merab. Whether you do it, I don't know, but that is the fucking style that you need.
The thing about Davy
downs and fucking cardio.
Yeah, Davy, like, you never know. You never, like, I always fade him, and I'm like, but he might win. Like, you never know when this fucker's just gonna pull off the win, you know? Fucking, what is he, 39?
He's 39, and 39, in the round, he did not look tired. He looked like he could go another 2 rounds. 39 fucking years old, and he was swinging like it was the first round.
He does it. He brings it every time as well, though. I think he's had a very unfortunate MMA career where he's had decisions that probably should have gone his way.
Yes, he's had some splits. Yeah, he has
a lot. He's been in there with some good guys as well, and he always brings it.
Yeah, legitimately, he's been unlucky. Like, I think he had a split decision about 2 or 3 fights ago, didn't he? And if it wasn't for that, he'd be on a 5-6 fight win streak.
Yeah, he's won 5 and 6, I think, and he's faced some decent comp as well. He's a very good fighter, but it's going to be too late for him now.
The thing about bantamweight, and I feel like Merab is such a force in the bantamweight division that, like, you know, it's like Petr Yan got to win. It's like, great, you know, it's like I don't, and again, I love Petr Yan fights, but as far as like his prospects for winning a title again, like, I feel like he could win it on a given night, but I just don't feel like there's a lot of hope for anyone surpassing Merab, and that's, I don't know, like what's more interesting when the title changes hands a lot, but then people will say like the division's not good. Or when a champion like Pantoja just clears the whole division out, and then we're saying the division sucks. You know, you kind of need a balance.
You know what, though? I agree. I think what we've had a lot of in this like last era is people holding the belt for a long period of time, and it's created this. I think a bit of a thirst for wanting to see the belt change hands. I think it creates different matchups. So sometimes it's better.
I think the problem that I have is like I keep putting too much emphasis on everything has to go somewhere. You know, like I don't just want a good fight these days. I want to feel like it's getting somebody towards title contention or moving in that direction. And sometimes you just can't see it that way. Like at the end of the day, it was a really good performance by Petr. He did what he needed to do. He still shows he's got it. So I should just start enjoying the performances for what they are rather than putting too much of a storyline into it and going, all right, what happens next? Because ultimately it's like you can just enjoy things in isolation. And I think I'm making that mistake a lot with MMA these days.
I feel like the UFC specifically is one that you kind of just have to tune in, and like all the other shit going on outside is once you start learning more and more about that, and again, like me being a fan since 2019, right? I've gone through that, especially with the fighter lawsuit. I was like so invested. I was like, oh, like here's a chance for some actual change. And then they just went to settlement. And I was like, oh, well, fuck them. Nothing's ever going to change. It's going to continue to be a monopoly. Whatever. I'm just going to tune in, and it is what it is.
That lawsuit, it winds me up thinking about it. How they all taught the big fucking bollocks about we won't settle for anything. We're for change. They wanted a big fat fucking paycheck. Absolute cunts, a lot of them.
I mean,
and what's really funny about that is the fighter who made the most money off of that lawsuit is Conor McGregor.
Fuck off.
So it was based off of tenure and how much money you had made in the promotion in that tenure, right? So like, who made the most money is Conor McGregor. You know, like maybe if it wasn't him, it was the top paid guys, and the guys with the most fights made the most money, because certain fighters got like checks for like a couple dollars. I'm not even joking. Like
yeah, see, because there was the assumption there was the assumption that like I think it was something like the settlement was ended up being something like 400 million or something like that, and there was the assumption that it was going to be split evenly between whatever fighters were part of the lawsuit. It never was that. It was based on what you could have made if they paid certain gratuities or whatever it was, or whatever you'd help, whatever pay-per-views you'd help to produce as well.
Yeah.
There was a whole line of things, and obviously some fighters got absolutely. What did you think of Moicano's take on the whole thing, like turning down the money? Because apparently he got cut a check for like 200 grand, and he said the UFC's already looking after me. I feel like I would be. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I hate that dick sucking little prick. What he's done there, he's got on his knees in front of Daddy Dana, tickled his little balls and popped it straight in his mouth. You dick sucking little dick rider. Fuck that off. Oh, that's sickening. Absolutely sickening.
In that same vein, DC, Michael Bisping, and I think Anthony Smith also protested, but they testified on the stand in favor of the UFC in those proceedings. So you're gonna always have fighters that, like, remember when Sam Alvey was interviewed after he got cut, and they were like, "What do you think about fighter pay?" And he's like, "Oh, it's great," you know. So like, then this is where I go, like, I'm just done. Like, I don't give a shit if the fighters make change. If they don't. If they do, cool. If they don't, fuck them. They're the ones that are able to make the change. But I think it gets to a point where, like, imagine if the champions sat out, right? Like, there would just be someone to take their spot. Like, there's going to be scabs no matter what.
The problem is, like, playing devil's advocate and being fair, is when the promoter is your boss, that becomes a very tricky fucking navigation field to fucking battle, because we all know favors go on, like certain favors go on with the UFC, and if you go against the UFC, if you look at the Sarukian situation now, the guy should be fighting for a title. He should. It's not his fault he fucking nearly broke his neck or whatever fucking fanny injury.
Yeah, kind of is a little bit. Kind of his fault a little bit.
What was it? What was his fault? Like, his reason?
Oh, he's just being a simp, really. He shouldn't have been fucking around on the you know, and on fight night week trying to impress a chick who's married.
Is that what it was? I don't know.
Yeah, so he was basically showing a move to like Nina Drama, like twisting around on his neck, Nina.
Oh,
and so that's how he got the injury.
Which again, who's Nina Drama? Like, if you're not sucking off Nina Drama, you're not sucking off Dana White. Because that's how it works now. She's being pulled in by the UFC. She's another dick fucking rider. She's been pulled in by the UFC. She's not an industry plant as such, but she is, because she's on their paybooks. They're controlling the media. They're letting people come in like Nina fucking and the Nelt boys. Oh, don't get me started.
Yeah, no, the Nelt boys are worse to me.
And it's not even them. Like, if you find them distasteful, understandable. It's not even them per se. It's just that, like, these are the, like, goddamn, like, Ali interviews used to be on ABC, right? Just for instance, right? And now it's like all interviews and news outlet media is done by influencers. So this is how the business model is structured. It's like, you got to go, like brutally put it so eloquently, suck the dick of the media influencers, you know, and that's how you get favored in the promotion. So I wholeheartedly agree with you that, and it's just, this is the direction that not just the UFC, but most media is going, and it sucks ass. But this is why I go, oh, Nina Drama, the Nelk boys, some flappy fucking McDickles, you know, is the new stupid media guy for the UFC. It's like, cool, this is what they want to do. They want to promote Power Slap. I'm just going to watch the events. I'm not going to tune into all the... it's important to be knowledgeable about that stuff, but at the end of the day, feeling some type of way about it, being riled up, is not going to get you anywhere, because this is the direction it's heading.
I've kind of reached a point of acceptance as well. It was like when I saw Dana doing the plug for the BJJ thing, where he's like, oh, like, do an edit of your favorite submission, and then you'll get free fucking tickets to this awesome prize of free tickets to Power Slap. I was just like,
No, it's a free events. The BJJ, the power slap. Because I'm going to enter that motherfucking shit. I am. I'm going.
No,
I'm
but
going to walk.
isn't the prize that you get like paid tickets to go?
So you get
Power
you get 4 nights in Vegas. You got the BJJ Invitational, UFC and power slap.
Is that how you hurt your
UFC.
hand? Is that how you hurt your thumb? Training for that?
No. I'm stoned as fuck. I've had a few beers and I've sliced like the top of my thumb like in half. It's gone like through the fucking nail.
Fuck.
Fuck me. It's bad. It's bad. I was fucking got this fucking bandage and wrapped it round.
Gloves in the house. Wear gloves.
What? That's not going to stop a fucking blade. What the fuck are you thinking? Like
anti-cut gloves, man. I'm just trying to help you out, man.
It's all right.
But no, speaking of that BJJ thing, do you know how it's structured? You get money for to show and for a submission. So you don't actually get money if you win the grappling match. You only get your bonus if you get a submission. Not to mention they stole Craig Jones's entire format. They stole his like Yama fight pit, fucking slanted karate combat ring thing. And they're assigning BJJ grapplers to exclusive contracts. This coincides with the TKO boxing trying to amend the Ali Act, which is actually, by the way, only going to count towards their promotion. So it's not going to change the wider world of boxing. But the issue I have is that, newsflash, fighters are fucking dumb. And they're going to sign up for that shit and exclusive contracts and being locked into bullshit. And this is just the way it's going to go. So I honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if TKO owns a monopoly over boxing, MMA, and jiu-jitsu in the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh yeah, there's big money in the jiu-jitsu scene. Absolutely fucking big money. Flow grappling of being the monopoly, and the UFC have just looked at their model and gone, "Oh, we'll shit over that," and they're going to.
They got the bankroll to do it. They're going to do it.
There's a lot of money in it.
I'm not as sure with the boxing, just because I think the way that the boxing model is structured, it's just so much easier to make money in the way the system currently is. I don't think the TKO are going to adhere to that. Certainly for guys at the top, certainly for the big stars. If they start scooping up like smaller guys that aren't getting opportunities, you could very much. That's why I don't think it will happen in 5 years. I can see it happening in 2025, maybe.
Okay,
they've got to basically rope in an entire generation of young.
The issue is that Turki Al-Sheikh, who now basically owns the Ring Magazine belt, which is basically been considered the lineal title for a minute.
Yeah,
he's basically funding a lot of these top boxing events. So I do see a scenario where he's gonna grab the guys at the top with his bankroll, and then TKO is gonna kind of manage it in this monopoly-esque way with exclusive contracts that is just gonna. I mean, all combat sports business is just downhill. We got kickboxing over here, and you can't even fucking watch it because it's geo-blocked. So
you know what I think they'll do. In the way that they'll get the model off the ground to begin with, I think they'll have a pay-per-view event, and going inside with that pay-per-view event, like the undercard, will be this fucking promotion. That's how I see them sort of gain it out there and getting it noticed.
Do you think the Saudis being involved in all this is kind of good for combat sports in general?
No, absolutely not. It's
it's like it sounds good at first, but then as you get into it more and more, I think that it's not. By the way, Blowback Betty says boxing pays way more overall. For the fighters at the top, that is 100% true. Actually, MMA.
Did you see how much Usyk got? 132 fucking million for that last fight.
I don't believe any of that shit.
I don't believe that either.
Don't you?
I don't believe that. No, I mean, Chael Sonnen of all people was talking about it. I I saw like a podcast he did a couple of months ago, and the question that people aren't asking, if the fighters are making $100 million or whatever, and 2 of them are, how is the promoter or whoever making anything? Like, how is it generating that much? The numbers just on a basic level don't make sense. I think they hype it up just like they hype up the gate numbers, the revenue that they get from each card across the board, not just in boxing, but in every organization. It's like a known hype tactic to just say we've sold out when we know you haven't. I could buy tickets for events up to the last minute, and it's like, we made this much money. The pay-per-views are this much, and the money makers aren't going to disclose those figures because it's part of the promotion game. It's like, we're the biggest on earth. We're doing this. We're doing that. So it's.
But I mean, 152 million. What would you say they really made?
I'd say anything from 30 to 50.
But
which
even
is still
that,
a shitload of money.
Which,
like,
even
shitload of
that's
money.
an insane amount. Absolutely insane amount.
Well, I mean, like, I think Usyk should make that much money, you know? But like, I don't know, like,
why?
Because he's a lineal heavyweight champion. People are obviously very invested in him.
He fights
he's
everyone
a very
as well.
skilled guy. Yep.
He doesn't turn down. He's very small for heavyweight as well.
And when I say Usyk should be making that money, I mean, I do think fighters should get paid. But, you know, as far as the model that exists in its current state, they just fuck themselves over at every turn, you know? It is what it is. I mean, look at a guy like Canelo, right? Like, and this is kind of a little off topic, but you know, he gets a share of the concessions, all merch that's sold at the arena. He gets a part of the pay-per-view, and he has a deal with like Mexican TV to fucking air his fight. Yeah, it's like,
but he's the one getting in there and fucking throwing hands, though, putting his brain on the line. That's the way that it should be.
That's why I feel like he should get paid.
But I would say that
don't you think they could? Don't you think they could build a card better, like how the UFC build cards and distribute that wealth a little bit more? You know, I'm sure they're not going to
the quality of boxing cards aren't there. When we had that Queensbury versus Matchroom card, it felt astonishingly good, and it was basically 5 fights of. I mean, I didn't know most of the guys on the main card, but I knew enough about them to be like, "Well, this is exciting." And there's something.
The issue is that boxers don't want to have that revenue split, you know. But Turki Al-Sheikh is the one that's changing that a little bit. But again, like, he's favoring certain fighters. And I understand, you know, like he's obviously a fan of boxing, which is good. But he obviously favors certain fighters. Like, he doesn't want Shakur Stevenson to fight on his cards because he calls it Tom and Jerry fights, you know, where Shakur Stevenson's just running. But at the end of the day, that's boxing, you know, like. That is, he is a boxer. He's not getting in a brawl. That's just his style.
Yeah, I think a lot of people make, because I'm being perfect. I'm the kind of person who will say that was a shit fight, but then I can be honest with myself and say, if I was in there, my objective would be to win while taking the least amount of damage possible.
Yeah, and that's just.
I know that in the long run. Well, yeah, I know in the long run that if you want to gain like a fan base and you want, you know, you've got to take risks and sort of be exciting, but it's very easy to say that when you're not in there and getting your fucking head pounded in front of, you know, millions of people.
I don't mean to make, you know, like, it's funny how every time I'm on panel with you guys, we get into this talk about the business and how it fucking sucks ass and it's all gonna go downhill. You know, I don't mean to be negative Nancy about everything, but it's just true, man. Just look at the way shit's heading. And again, that's why I just tune into the fights. Everybody comes in and tells me this and that, and I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, and there's a head kick by what's his name? You know, it's like, what am I?
Yeah, I did want to come on more of a positive tip today because I feel like I've been complaining so much since the beginning of the year. But I have to tip my hat and say, whether it's the UFC have just turned things around or not, whether it's an accident or whatnot, the last 3-4 cards have been good. Like, I've enjoyed them. I haven't felt like I'm wasting my time. And the thing is, with something like fighting, you can do the best matchmaking in the world. Sometimes things just don't work out. It's like with when Ivo Aslan fought last night and that other cunt, can't remember his name. Um, yeah, Elikana. Yeah, you put two guys like that in a fight together, and you're assuming they're gonna go to smash each other's heads in. And it's one of the most boring fights I've ever seen. But at the same time, I'm like, these are two powerful guys that are wary of each other. One of them just got clipped not that long ago. What else? You know, you can on paper it looks like that's going to be a barn burner. You can't always guarantee that in a sport like this. And I think really we just have to take the rough with the smooth and just start trying to enjoy the sport again, because it kind of sucks coming on here on a Sunday and being like, oh my God, that was shit. And then we know we're going to tune in next week and do it for another 7 hours.
Exactly. Yep. So that's where I'm like, I don't have high expectations for the UFC. And there is somebody in the chat, the City Life Project, Isha, good friend of mine. He has just been fucking screaming at a wall over there by himself, talking about Ryzen. And it's like, I got news for you, Isha. I would say 90% of people watching this show right now did not watch Ryzen. And that's just how it is, you know, like covering the UFC is what people want.
That's why I feel like we've got to get him on here, because I feel like his enthusiasm might rub off on some people, because I know that obviously everybody in his chat, and which is numerous, watches everything, because that's what they're there for.
And I've been following Isha for a couple of years now, and he's become a friend of mine. But he has gotten me, and he's expanded my MMA knowledge, you know, tremendously. But what I found is that I don't really give a shit about MMA all that much. Like, only thing I like watching is kickboxing. That's like my favorite sport to watch. And now I'm just a kickboxing fucking loser nerd on the internet, you know?
Yeah, I think for some people, it's about being a fucking autistic nerd like this guy. But for other people, it's a social. Like, sports are social. It's to talk about with other people, to fucking socialize, have drinks with, chat the shit, you know, get you picked and betting against, and all that, the social side of it. That's why it's becoming... I'm a casual now. I'll fully admit it. I'm a casual fucking UFC fan, casual MMA fan. It's just the grind has been too much. The grind has been too much. I just want to enjoy the shit talk, the big fights, and I don't give a fuck about being an hardcore anymore, because it's too draining. It is too fucking draining.
Yeah, and I think saying about the social aspect is really important, because obviously that's what's bringing everyone here. It's just obviously to be able to reflect on it and talk shit about it. It's I think it's more to do with that, and we do love a good complaint every now and then.
You know what, right? Like Ido just said though, if you're feeling a bit deflated with the UFC, there's plenty of promotions out there, but it's because of that social aspect why a lot of us don't go finding them, because they aren't thrown in your face. If you watch it, who the fuck are you talking to about fucking Ryzen? Another nerd on the internet like you. And it's like, in your real life, when you go to work, no one's going to be going, oh, have you seen fucking Ryzen this weekend? They talk about the UFC. Yeah,
it's the same for, and you got to understand this as well, Idaho, for us UK guys as well. Finding in real life UFC fans it's tough. And the thing is, it's one of those weird ones here where you don't realize how many people are actually fans of it, because you're almost ashamed to bring it up. And then it's usually when it kind of comes up to, if somebody asks you what you did on a weekend, I might go, oh yeah, I was watching UFC, and they go, oh, you watched that shit as well, and then suddenly it becomes it's not something you even bring up around. So in the UK, it's a bit weird like that.
So it's the same here. Like,
is it?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's so funny to me when UFC fans or MMA fans, specifically UFC fans, they go, oh, you know, MMA is going to be the biggest sport in the world someday. And it's like, are you retarded? Like, it'll never be the biggest sport in the world, man. Like, you should be happy that it's at this point where it is now, but your weird fetish for fights makes you think someday this thing you know about is going to be huge. You're delusional. I actually hate encountering a casual combat sports fan, because they tell me some really stupid ass shit. Like, the one I get the most is Sean O'Malley. Oh, that Sean O'Malley guy. He's one of the best fighters in the world, right? I'm like, no, he's fucking not. And you don't know shit, you know? So 90% of fans are
He was a world champion. He was a world champion.
I understand that, but it's like when I have to sit there and explain to them how he never really fought anybody good on his way to the title, and he got a fucking split decision robbery over Piotr Yan. Now I just sound like a fucking crazy person,
Yeah, but I think,
Like,
like I said, I mean, I think there's.
Let it fucking go, son.
Yeah, you've come for some therapy tonight for sure.
One thing I will say is that guys like Isha, okay, and again, I don't mean to fucking just blow my fucking buddy over here, but the reason why I have expanded into his world of knowledge of combat sports is because he actually covers those events. He does fight companions for him, and he's going, hey, this is how you watch it. There's no money in it, but if the wider MMA media would pay attention to these leagues like BKFC, like Ryzen, and not just when they have a big super card, people would actually be interested in them more often, and that's the issue. Like, people don't make money covering stuff like Ryzen because the Japanese ads don't pay as much as American ads. So that's why they don't do it. But it's like, hey, if you guys actually covered this shit, like One Muay Thai on Friday is one of the best things out in combat sports, and it's on a weekly basis, but nobody ever covers it, So,
well, this is what we've been talking about this for a while.
Just to interrupt, City Life said, "Take his dick out your mouth."
Oh yeah, got you.
I will not, sir. Yeah, it's but like I said, I think there's a lot of room for optimism.
Well,
like
the bantamweight
start getting. Yeah, we're getting some
bantamweight's getting really exciting. I feel like we've got a few where fucking like Bryce Mitchell now. He's now.
Let's talk about Let's talk about that performance.
Yeah, you said you wanted to talk about Bryce. I
mean, I don't necessarily itching for it, but
yeah, no, in the beginning of the show, you said that. Did you think?
Why did you make it weird? You made it sound weird. Then you're like, oh, you're excited.
He's like, I don't care about Bryce Mitchell. Did you guys think he won?
Yes.
Okay. Brutally.
I do think he won, but I wouldn't say I was like, oh, because the thing is, with Saeed, he's a very decent striker. He's obviously a better striker than he is a grappler. That's I know it's an unusual thing to, a lot of people just assume when you see a Dagestani fighter turning up. I mean, there are exceptions, certainly with like Umar and Usman in PFL, and there's a few others, but generally they're kind of seen as like grappling heavy. So with him, it's like he doesn't really have that level to his game, and I don't think he's a particularly amazing striker either. Bryce winning, I don't think. In order for me to get confident about Bryce doing well at bantamweight, I needed to see him absolutely ragdoll him.
Yeah.
Keep him down and dominate him. And I don't feel like he did that. I feel like he kept him down and held him down, but he wasn't confident to do anything else. And even though it was a good win against an opponent who's relatively known, it doesn't tell me, oh, Bryce is going to fucking do amazing at bantamweight, because that was the thing for me.
No, yeah, I still think it's early doors to really be convinced whether he's going to be good or
His
not.
striking's too shit, mate. His striking's too shit.
Don't forget, he's only just turned 30 though. He's got room for improvement. He's just dropped down to a new weight, so he's going. Maybe the cut wasn't the best. He's working it out how he does it. After his second fight at bantamweight, we'll know. I think. If you haven't sorted the kinks with the weight cut and all that shit, if you haven't improved it even a slight bit in your striking, then you're fucked. You're just going to get steamrolled at some point again. And just
the reality of the situation is Bryce was never going to be champion at 145, and he won't be at 135. His striking is lacking. I think Saeed Nurmagomedov is a very respectable fighter, but not top of the heap.
A good win.
He was able to drop Bryce Mitchell with a knee. Almost knock him out in that, was it the first round? And then Bryce Mitchell and him just had grappling exchanges, and I thought the grappling exchanges were fucking awesome, especially Saeed Nurmagomedov. He's always in a sick ass fight as far as crazy scrambles and all that shit.
When he flipped himself on the cage.
Yes, that was
it was pretty cool.
But Bryce Mitchell's not that guy. he never was at featherweight. He's not going to be at bantamweight. And I thought he looked shit in this fight and almost lost. I thought he lost the fight. Me personally. Only way he actually won the second and third round was on control time. By the end of the fight, he had nearly 10 minutes of control time. So, credit to him for that. Able to control a guy like Saeed, who is very scrambly and all that shit.
Yeah,
but he didn't really hunt for this.
He is coming off a fucking when was the Gene Silver fight? Was that his last fight at featherweight?
It wasn't that long ago as well. It wasn't.
And it was
it
was an embarrassing ass loss.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some bad experiences in the last couple of years. Maybe he just needs a bit of confidence. He needed win a fight, and he just needed fucking. He was looking for a safety win. If he can get past that psychological hurdle of getting steamrolled by bigger guys, maybe he can feel himself. He'll never be champion. Let's face it, he's never going to be a champion. But is that, you just want to get the biggest fight you can. He wants a big fight, get a nice little payday out of it, and then he'll fuck off to fucking Rednetville or wherever the fuck he's from.
I'll get him on if you want, brutally. Isha,
why?
You want me to send Isha a link?
What?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said, "Can you DM Idaho a link?" I thought you meant like.
Yeah, because he mentioned in the chat that he wants to jump on.
I can send him a link.
Yeah, if you can DM him. I don't want to post it in the things. We might get any random nut turning up tonight.
Problem.
Not that wasn't entertaining. That it needs to be entertaining on a Sunday. Yeah. As far as Bryce goes, I'm glad he got a win. I like the guy. I think he's quirky. And he's very effective in what he does. I mean, people forget what he did to I think the Edson Barbosa fight was the one that really stood out to me, where he obviously neutralized the guy that's not the best grappler in the world, but could be a little bit slippery, and completely dominated him and did really well in the striking as well. So I had hope for him then. But since then, he looked very catchable against Saeed, and I think when he gets higher up in the division, he's gonna get fucking whammed. That's what I feel. I don't think we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see another devastating KO from him, and I just I don't know how much CTE this guy can take.
Another devastating KO. Who from?
Yeah. I think there are fighters in the top 10 that would.
Marcus McGee, perhaps. That actually might be a next fight for him. To be fair, he's coming off a loss. He's coming off a win. Or are the UFC game benchmarking for the next 5 years?
It's difficult to say at this point. I want to address this Michael comment. How do you think he'd do someone against someone like Patchy?
I would love to see that fight.
Yeah.
And I could see it happening as well.
Yeah. I would love it. Man, it's tough because I think the fight's probably exactly what you saw here tonight. Just control time. Patchy Mix lands a good shot, and then Bryce Mitchell switches to grappling. Maybe gets him, maybe doesn't. Patchy's a great grappler in his own right. We didn't get to see any of that in his UFC debut, and he had a really tough fight against Magomedov in his last fight before the UFC, a guy who he steamrolled.
Which he arguably lost as well.
Right, but he steamrolled him the first time they fought in the Bellator Bantamweight Grand Prix. So it's like.
But I forgot to mention, I think I did mention it on the last stream. Do you remember when he fought Magomedov? He proposed to Tatiana Suarez the night before, which is the dumbest thing I think you can ever do. First of all, getting married is stupid. But I don't know, man. Making that kind of statement and that kind of, I don't know, man. The night before you're going into a fight seems bizarre to me. I don't know. It's just your head can't be in the game. How you doing, Isha?
What's up, boys?
What's going on?
All right,
man?
try not to embarrass any of us with your knowledge here. I know that's...
Bro, I barely have a voice. I streamed for 10 or 16 hours yesterday. That's how I was yapping in the chat.
Well, welcome on, man. It's good to have you on here for the first time.
Thanks for having me on, boys. I literally watch your show every Sunday, as you can see. Idol says
you like a bit of the
streaming at the wall, and in fairness, Whoa Black Betty and SS Jackson every now and then. We'll be like,
long time no see.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah, it's changed up a little bit around there on a Sunday. It just used to be like, if you used to tune in a couple of weeks ago, or that was literally it. It was just screaming matches and people talking about anything but MMA. So it's nice that we finally grounded things a little bit around there.
Where are we at on the UFC card right now? As far as you
We're
guys,
just kind of jumping in and out. I mean, we can talk about anything you feel like bringing up.
I mean, I'm down to talk UFC. I thought it was a really good card yesterday. Like, I just want to make it clear, like, UFC is far from my favorite promotion, but like, I'm not a hater. I just think the rules are an absolute disgrace to the sport. But I'm a junkie when it comes to watching people fight. So like, I'm gonna watch it. And I feel like I have like a reasonable expectation. I feel like just UFC fans or those who are just gambling on UFC and like don't follow the sport maybe as close as, like, honestly, everyone in the panel here, even Brutally, who says he's a casual, you're far from a casual. I feel like if it's not like a UFC 300 level card or like the one sick perfect card they saw back in like 2008, it's like, oh, this fucking sucks, blah blah blah. And it's just like, no, man. Like, and as Idaho said, like, he watches and he's fair when it comes to his coverage of mixed martial arts as well, even though he's a kickboxing fan. And I always like tease my chat too, and I'm just like, yo, don't go to fucking SeaWorld front row and expect not to get wet. You're watching mixed martial arts, there's gonna be grappling, right? Like, it is what it is. And I thought this card, long and the short of it, I thought this card was actually like pretty damn good. You guys already talked about like the one stinker fight. Tabitha Ritchie avenged her performance by getting the finish in that one. And even like women's MMA in the last few cards in the UFC, which I think is usually the worst. I think women's MMA is way better on the regional scene because, the skill difference might be better, but at least you just see these crazy bitches just like beating the fuck out of each other. Or at least one beating the fuck out of the other one. But the last two UFC cards have been fucking awesome for that as well. So I'm glad some of those haters have been silenced.
Yeah, the women have stepped up quite a lot, especially in the UFC. But like, we kind of touched upon that in the last panel as well, where we're like, sometimes when two fighters are overly skilled, it can result in like a dud. Because they're obviously very
and that's why I'm not the biggest fan of the UFC, because like I will always say it's the NFL or Premier League or NHL of mixed martial arts. That doesn't mean it's the most exciting if you're a fan of the brutal stuff, right? Like, and even me, like, I'm a huge hockey fan. I'm from Canada originally. And like, I am NHL is not my favorite league. Like, I love that crazy fight league in Quebec, the LNAH, and I love the WHL, which is like the more brutal and tough.
How the fuck do you find the time for all this? This is mad to me.
Dude, I spend more time running a hockey network than I do even running this channel.
That's inconceivable.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's called if you guys like hockey, it's called the Soda Pod. It's more like a podcast network. We do have a YouTube channel, but I don't really run the YouTube stuff. So yeah, I'm hockey and fights, man. That's my shit. And if I had time, which I wish there was like 48 hours in a day, not 24, I'd also follow box lacrosse because that shit's fucking insane too.
Yeah, I've heard lacrosse is really brutal as well.
Yeah, the field stuff that they have in the States is like pussy ass shit, but the stuff they have in Canada is unreal.
Yeah, I've heard this as well. But I think what you were touching upon earlier about kind of taking the rough with the smooth, and a lot of people say you're a UFC hater, but I don't really agree with that, because whenever you're in the chat, you seem to be quite optimistic about how things are.
Yeah, like I think I'm pretty reasonable. I just, like I said, I would rather watch a fight leagues that employ the real rule set. So I just hate the unified rule, and I hate that, again, the NFL, the Premier League of MMA, like, doesn't be, and it's because the UFC doesn't care, because they're making all this much money anyways. They don't need to bend at all. And it's such a small cult following like myself who are like screaming really loud about it. So like they don't need to pressure the commissions in North America to change the rules. But like the North American commissions are absolute dog shit. And that's why, other than, fucking Colorado, based Colorado, anything goes there. And even like Ryzen is talking about coming over to Colorado and doing a show in the United States because they actually can do it there. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Idaho went to a show there.
Both their shows.
So speaking of the rule set thing, like, what specifically do you want to change? Do you just want anything goes, or like?
I will say what I realistically want to change is just like allow grounded kicks, so soccer kicks, knees to grounded opponents is a must. I want stomps. I understand if they're like, we'll do everything except for stomps, and if I was in like the negotiation room, I'd leave that one on the table, but I think stomp should be a thing. We saw a few attempts last night in Rise, and even by the heavyweights, which was unreal. And I think up kicks to grounded opponents, and just straight up, like, if you're trying to go for a heel hook, you should be able to kick the fucking face of your opponent off you. Like,
yeah,
12 to 6 elbows are already allowed, so that's fine. And I think that's just like the main thing. Now, if I want to go like a full schizo or autistic step forward, like 10-point must system has no business in mixed martial arts. Now, again, then it's never going to be perfect. I would rather the fight as a whole in the third round, you have an ability to come back. Because we see so many times in 10-point must 3-round fights where it's like, man, the guy who dominated that third round should win the fight. He shouldn't even get a draw if it's a 10-8. He should win the fight because he came back and, at the end of the schoolyard brawl, quote unquote, when the teacher, separates you guys or the cops separate the street fight, the person on top won the fucking fight, or the person, winning the fight won the fucking fight. And again, that's my opinion. That one could be left on the boardroom table as well. I understand that can get murky without 10-point must and whatever. And I think open scoring or 5 judges, one or the other.
I love open scoring.
I understand that it will ruin gambling, so I get it. But Octagon does it. It's awesome. You still don't know how the third round is gonna show up till the end too.
Yeah.
But 5 judges is a must. You have to have one on every fucking side of the ring. It's so annoying that they're all 3 in one little spot. ACA has 5 judges, and even though they really value the control time and don't separate the fighters as much, like in control and stuff like that, they at least have 5 judges. So it's fair, maybe is the wrong word, but it's just a different way of going about it that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I can't. We spoke about this at length before as well. Way earlier on when I was on YouTube. Another thing that I kind of wanted to throw in there as well was, I'm not sure how you feel about it, judging accountability as well. I don't necessarily want judges coming out at the end of a fight and speaking in front of people, but just releasing a statement and saying why they scored the fight a certain way would be really helpful as well.
Dude, the National Hockey League has that same issue because there have been some, and that's a very hard sport to ref because everything happens so fast, right? Mm-hmm. Like we as the viewer get to see everything in slow-mo and we can see, the bad calls after that. But in the moment, that sport is one of the fastest, sports ever. And there are times when like a lot of fans just want to hear why the ref made the call and what they saw or didn't see, just for clarification, because then we can empathize with them watching live, right? Not necessarily just on the slow-mo. But their ref union is so like tight-lipped that they just do not allow it. And I imagine that's the commission's as well. I am totally down for even just a statement from the commission if you don't even want to put your names out there. As like a psycho fan of both hockey and MMA who wants to yell on Twitter, fucking release the names. But no, at least a statement.
Yeah, because it would at least allow you to either justify why they've made certain decisions, or if they're making a decision wrong, you can say, right, we can re-educate that fucker or kick him out of the sport completely. Because it seems like the same faces are turning up and making the same mistakes, and it's either they're corrupt or they don't know what they're judging.
Or they're a fucking boxing judge.
No, exactly. And again, it's statewide, right? It's state commission. So like there's some states that are awesome. Like funny, like a lot of fighters back in the day say they hated to fight in California because like there's the commissions type, but like the judging in California is actually not that bad. Vegas is hit and miss. Like there's really good judges there, and then there's like really bad. I remember Texas has been like notoriously pretty bad as well. Again, I think Denver has always been pretty fucking fair. I love their sports commission or their combat sports commission.
Not to mention California releases fighter payouts.
Yeah,
they're very transparent.
So again, I'm not a huge boxing guy, so I couldn't tell you like what the best commissions. And the UFC, they travel a lot, but they haven't in the last few years, so I haven't really like kept notes on like, oh yeah, this one for sure is bad or whatever. But from the top of my head, like I remember Texas hasn't been that great. And it's like the same kind of problem in Canada. Like Quebec did, New Jersey, was it New Jersey as well? And Quebec had like weird rules. I think Quebec and New Jersey didn't allow foot stomps, even though that's like part of like the agreed upon unified rules. But like the UFC was like, fine, we don't really give a fuck about foot stomps, so whatever. But like it's just like there's weird things per province and per state.
Not every commission follows the unified rule set. So people get that wrong about MMA a lot.
Yeah. So like allow freaking soccer kicks, Denver, please.
Soccer kicks on all four. I don't think it's more the only thing I disagree with you on that list is the head stomping. Just because I just
Which,
get
like I said, I could
American
leave that on
History
the
X
table.
vibes. I get
think-
American History X vibes of just
Yeah.
just caving someone's skull in.
I think knees to a grounded opponent are like
Yeah.
needed in the unified rule
It's a
set.
joke. It could be, you know what it does?
Yeah, it's actually
It
embarrassing.
favors pressure wrestlers and the Aljamain Sterlings of the world in the UFC. So like you claim again, they claim they are the biggest, yet there's a clear handicap that is allowing a certain style to do better. What the fuck? Like every time someone is tired and shoots a takedown, like when they're gassed or even when they're rocked or even that's their game. If they miss, they deserve to be kicked in the face, dude. 100 or inside control. Every time my streams and one guy rage quit yesterday because he was like, "You're such a fucking idiot," blah blah blah, and I was like, "Whatever, man." But like inside control, every time I call down the UFC, I'm like, 2 clear knees to the face and the fight is over. But now this fight's going to be extended for a grapple fest for the next round because that move is not available.
How do you feel about instant replays as well? Like the fight when something happens and then rather than saying,
for sure. Especially when it's like head. If we don't know, it was like a head clash, eye poke, or groin shot to some extent. I'm okay with that. Especially if it's to the point where it's gonna like end the fight or dictate the outcome. Then get the second opinion before it's called. Especially if the fighter can continue.
Yeah, I've never understood this. Like, where there's a certain point where we realize there was an infraction, and then the fight's over because we've stopped it now. Right. Like, all right, we've established it.
In that circumstance, then, are you saying that it's either going to be stopped and the fight's done with, but then we'll review the footage just in case something else happened and we can deem the other guy the winner? Because you couldn't continue the fight at that point, could you?
Well, I think Isha's more talking about if somebody can continue.
Yeah,
if somebody can continue, and then you make a decision there of should we dock a point? Do we give position? And then it can be down to whoever the infraction was against.
Yeah, but what if the infraction happens? Because this is what happens. Like they get eye poked, and then they all of a sudden they get caught straight away. They're on the floor. They're going for the ground and pound, and then it's the TKO
so I think that should be reviewed as well.
So if the fight finishes after a ground and pound versus like eye poked and it's like stopped and paused, if it finishes a ground and pound, then review and right away be like, nope. Like
I guarantee
if you can't continue, no contest, bro. Like
it would stop people grabbing fucking cages and digging people in the eye.
Cut off their fingers. Put it in every single contract, in every single MMA contract. Have it in like the bottom part. Be like, if you grab the cage, you are liable for either an angry, 80-year-old virgin Brazilian nun to just whack the fucking fingers with a ruler, or someone with a garden scissors. We need to create more jobs in America. I'm wondering
about your childhood now. This is really interesting.
Fingers.
Well,
off,
this goes back to Igor Severino when he was fighting fucking Lima. Lima grabbed the cage about 9 times, didn't get penalized,
like the hero.
And then he fucking bit him. And Igor, to be fair, he's taking it in his stride now. But fuck me, he didn't deserve to get cut for that. That was infuriating. It was an injustice.
And then the guy got the bonus as well for cheating his way through the.
He got bonus, yeah.
The cannibal is actually a star in Octagon now, making more money than he would ever make in the UFC.
Yeah,
and he walks out in the Hannibal Lecter mask and everything. So he's playing it up.
He's playing it up. He's done well for himself.
That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You got to lean into that shit.
Yeah, obviously, chat. Like, I don't want their fingers to get cut off. It's just like that is the gimmick. But like, it needs to be penalized, and more regional refs are docking points right away than, again, what's supposed to be the biggest and best MMA promotion, right? So maybe that's why people think I'm a hater. It's like, no, if they are the best, they deserve to be critiqued the most, especially when the smaller shows with no money are doing the little things better, right? And like I said, I love the sport, so I just love seeing the little things done well, especially if it's gonna help people like just pay that $15 once every 4 months for the pay-per-view, right?
And at this point, because the UFC is such a monopoly, if we, the fans, are not trying to pull them down a peg or two, who the fuck is? Yeah. Who the fuck is going to hold them motherfuckers accountable? If you let it get too far and the fans just let it happen, then we're going to get the shittiest product and for the biggest fucking price.
Yeah, man.
While we're
And
opening
that's
this
kind of how
up
I feel
quickly as
about
well.
it too. Like I used to buy pay-per-views in Canada because funny enough, they were a lot cheaper there. If you had, I think it was like a TSN, which is like our ESPN account.
It's
it was
the
like
same
40
as in the
bucks.
UK as
It was
well.
like 40
We
or
pay like
45 bucks.
30. Yeah, we pay like $30 a month, and we get every
40
UFC card.
$40 for a pay-per-view in Australia.
Yeah, so it was like around that. But like I will buy every other small regional show because like it's really not that bad. Like it's like at most it will cost me like $100 a month, least like 20, 30 maybe. And since I stream, like some of the YouTube money just covers that, and it's what I like to do anyways. So
Yeah.
it's worth it for me. But like, yeah, I mean, $15 every now and then, like, don't save yourself from one McDonald's combo for 1 month and buy Rise, and you'll be entertained. And I always just like, don't tell them, but I just screen grab my thing or my whatever stream. So like I just put it on a hard drive. I literally have like a folder that's like Ryzen from like Ryzen 32 onwards. So it's like, we used to buy the DVDs of UFC when we were younger. We used to have like the old VHSs
I kinda
of
miss those
Pride.
days.
VHSs,
Like,
yeah, I remember.
Dude, I have
miss
some of the
the
old
cage
VHS
popping.
Pride. I haven't even opened from the plastic yet. Like I'm almost like I almost don't want to because I feel like they might help pay off the last bit of my student loan someday.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so
have the same
and again,
mentality as well.
I just love this sport, and it's like, yeah, if it's $15, just keep it. Like it's like buying your DVDs back.
Own
then.
it then in that way.
Yeah. And I love that. And like sometimes I'll go back or like and watch some of these fights. I'm not like a psycho or like I catalog each one or whatever, but some people have asked me like, yo, like you talk about this fight, what card is it on? And I'll just like send them the folder and be like, it's on this card. Like go watch it.
Yeah. Wait, Ryzen doesn't archive their shows?
Only if you're a subscriber, yes. But if you just buy the pay-per-views,
Pay-per-views one at a time.
yeah, then you get it for like 2 weeks.
So yeah, I in Isha, I think you are such a huge fan of the sport, but like I think sometimes you don't consider that most people that are even in your streams, which is crazy, like are not. They're not like the biggest fan. They're like casual fans, so they don't care about you talking about the change and the this and the that, because they're just like there to watch the fights, bet, be drunk.
Yeah. Well, and that's why like I don't really jump on panels or do live stream just chats. I usually try to like focus on the actual event. Now every now and then there'll be some people in the chat that I'm like, all right, I'll bite. Let's fucking go. And we'll just go at it. But 9 times out of 10, they either end up watching deep and are like, sorry, I called you a fucking idiot. Or B, they're just like, I'm just gonna come back for UFC, man, and I enjoy these UFC streams. And I'm like, cool, sweet.
Yep.
The one guy yesterday, he was not happy that I was like, why you fucking want to see soccer kicks in UFC? You're weak-minded savage. And I was like, oh,
you thrown in jail.
Sure.
It's what makes it fun, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just wanted to add one more little segue while we're on it, like because you obviously talking about the cage grabbing and all that kind of stuff, and speaking about my experience going to live events as well. How do you feel about the cage in general, and what do you think could replace it as a realistic option? Outside of the fucking basketball court, obviously.
Yeah, fucking Joe
Joe Rogan thinks it should be on a football field.
All right, so I got a few thoughts. First of all, like I am biased towards the ring because I watched more Pride growing up than UFC. Like Pride was how I got into combat sports. The ring is not the most practical for mixed martial arts. I will say the Ryzen's ring and some other regional rings, like even that Island Fights ring, when the ropes are actually like have tension, you can wall walk. You can do a lot of the same things. And another reason why I like the ring is because I like, and Skate will vouch for this as well, I like how you can cut off people's angles easier in a ring versus the octagon. And that's why even a lot of the Muay Thai fighters and one who fight in the cage in Singapore, like Superlek doesn't fight well in a cage. He fights way better in a ring because he's great at cutting off people's angles so he can land those like kicks to the side, right?
It's interesting.
So it's just again, it's a different brand, it's a different style of the sport. Now it's just as boring when they pin them in the corner. It's just like pinning them up against the cage. It's the same thing, but it's better, I think, and it can eliminate some stalling. Ironically enough, with the cage versus the ring. So I think there's room for compromises. There's one crazy Asian league that like has it's in the octagon shape, And it has netting under like on the bottom part of the ring, so no one can get like ring outs, and like the little Japanese people don't have to like push them back like into the cage if they're like falling out.
My favorite part of
But
Ryzen.
the top part is still a ring, and I've even seen some that are in like an actual square like that. Again, that's just like nitpicking and just like a cult funny cool thing that I like. How are we going to eliminate cage grabs? Maybe someone in my chat said like maybe like some sort of like plexiglass or something, but then like I don't, that's just not going to work. So I think like we have the best like maybe netting, but then people are still going to grab it, and it's just like it's just going to be even more of a headache, and it's going to rip eventually. So I think it's the best that we have. If not, like the Ryzen ring is my second favorite.
Okay.
I disagree. I think the cage is just fine. I don't understand.
Well, yeah, and like I get it. Like I'm nostalgic too, right? And I made an argument of why, like, but like I agree that the cage is the best.
Do you know what the thing bothers me about the cage? It's not even so much the grabbing of the fence and stuff here. I found that going there as like a live viewer, you pay like a lot of money for a fucking card, right? And you're there. You're like, I assumed first time going to being as close to the.
Was it Cage Warriors?
And no, the first event I went to was a Bellator event.
Oh, nice, nice.
And it was in Dublin, but the crowd was amazing.
Yeah.
But the thing that I had the issue with is when you're at ground level, you can't really see shit. And I was literally like third row.
Right.
And I'm like, the cage.
And you're just looking at the Jumbotron more than anything, right?
I find myself looking at the screen more than anything. And I'm like, I should have just done this. I mean, the atmosphere was amazing. We talked about this last week as well. Bellator was amazing for me as well, because when the fighters then won or lost or whatever, they were then roaming around in the crowd and sort of hanging. I bumped into fucking Colin Lochran in the fucking toilet.
Cool.
He was not happy to meet me. He wasn't very starstruck by my appearance. But
I met Chris Gutierrez when I took a piss at fucking 1, and I was like, "Hey, you're Gabriel Benitez," and he was like, "No, I'm not." And he was like, "Yeah, fuck this guy," and he walked away.
You fucking fumbled that hard.
Yeah, I was drunk as shit. To be fair.
Oh yeah, it only takes you 2 whiskeys, doesn't it, as well?
Mm-hmm.
I've actually never gone to. I've never gone to like a stadium MMA show. I've only gone to regional, like I've only gone to LFA live, to be honest, because they come to Minnesota 4 times a year, and it's at a theater in their casino, so like 2,000 people, and so the seating is actually perfect because like if you want to pay, I think it's like $150. It was actually crazy, $150 open bar in your cage side, but again, you have that same problem where it's like there's like just a few rows of just like pull out seats, and like the view's not that great. I always just like pay for general admission, and you get to sit anywhere. Like you don't have like a assigned seat anywhere in like the theater, and because it's like elevated, I get to see over the cage almost in, and everything else. Like maybe there's like a couple blind spots, but it's not bad. And they have 2 big screens as well for like the few blind spots. So I've heard that Bellator just quote unquote worked with what they had, and you know, if they got everything there and they, you know, broke even or were able to pay the fighters and had good ticket sales, then they were happy. Whereas like promotions like the UFC, they actually go in there and scout the arenas and plan sightlines, right? So I actually heard GC from Helwani's show. He talked about that because he would go to all the Bellator shows, and he said when I went to my first UFC show and I talked to some of the staff there, they said that like, yeah, that's the one thing that we like. Every seat, you at least have a view, even, you know, maybe there's some in the nosebleeds where you're not going to, of course, but like, whereas Bellator was like, we're going to get everyone in here, we're going to sell tickets, and okay. And in fairness, like we did our job, we won. On to the next one.
It's interesting you say that, because when I went to 1 in Denver, both times, like I had great views. First time I was in the 3rd row of the stands, and the second time I was like in the 2nd row by the cage. And I got to see it really, really well. So I didn't really have a viewing issue when and again, I've only been to 2 MMA events.
Those are 2.
Yeah, I've sampled all 3. So I went to one in Thailand, which was amazing, and then
you went to Lumpini Boxing Stadium, right?
I did. Yeah.
I heard that there's like no bad seat in the house in Lumpini.
No, this is what my point was, because it was just, you could see everything, and you know the crowd, you know, it's a very educated crowd in Thailand. They love their combat sports, and it just felt that's why I kind of want to go to as many live events as possible, because you kind of know you're not going to get the best, or you expect you might not get the best view, and you might end up looking at a screen. But being around thousands of people who are going fucking bananas when things happen,
especially the family and
It's
friends.
worth
Like
it.
I had, so my friend Goozy Hines just made the UFC, and he was on. I watched all 5 of his fights in LFA, and I didn't even plan for this, but every time I went to watch it, I ended up sitting like next to his friends and family, and he got finishes in every single fight except for one, which was one of the craziest heavyweight wars I've seen, and on the regional scene. And so it's just, yeah, you said it, like, and just being around it. And like, only one show that I've gone to, there wasn't a fight in the audience because some fucking drunk fuck from Wisconsin, it wants to fight one drunk fuck from Minnesota every single time. And they're usually the ones on stage who pay top dollar. And the one time the cop, dude, he literally dove off the fucking stage to tackle one person who was like trying to get involved too. So like, it's just an atmosphere.
Yeah, the same
guys
thing
ever
happened
been
at
to-
304. There was a scrap. Sorry, go ahead, Dado.
You guys ever been to Wembley?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember watching, I think it was AJ versus somebody. And
Is
they
this?
had... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was this the stadium or arena?
Wembley Stadium.
Okay.
They had this giant like thing in, like, there was the ring, and then there was this giant ass like thing, and it
gazebo. The gazebo.
Yeah, and it was like lit up. I was like, imagine being the poor fuck that sits behind that thing. Like, you're not gonna be able to see literally anything. So
Yeah.
I was like, man, Wembley looks like the shittiest place to go watch fights, especially if you're in the
I mean, stadium ones are again
130th
the
row.
atmosphere because you've got
What
like
about, like, an
90,000
amphitheater?
people in there.
Has anyone done a fight at an amphitheater?
Yeah.
Did K1 do it in the States? Did they in California? Did they do an amphitheater? The one that like fucking Brock Lesnar fought on?
I know that BKFC Knucklemania that was in Los Angeles was at an amphitheater because I was supposed to fucking go there.
That's sick. That sucks you
yeah.
couldn't go there, but that's fucking sick.
Yeah,
That would be a hell of an atmosphere.
Sucked.
I just feel like this. I know it's never going to change, and obviously we're just blowing smoke. But it's just something worth thinking about, I guess, because it feels like it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like if you pay to go to the UFC, if you're in like I'm just assuming that we're all like middle class. Like, I feel like if you're paying as a middle class person, you're paying to go to the UFC, like you're going for the experience because like you're barely going to see much anyways because you got to sit so fucking high up, right? It's like same when like I go to like NHL games, I'm not getting good seats. If I go to like Olympic hockey games or World Hockey games, like I just want to be there and just like wave the flag and be part of the atmosphere.
Or you get the problem where when Brutally and I went to 304, it finishes at 7 o'clock in the morning, and everyone is
dude, that's
out of their
crazy,
heads
man.
and bumping in the crowd and doing all kinds of shit just to keep themselves awake.
Yeah, dude, I was the same. Like, dude, last night Seikazawa fan made an appearance, and that woke us all up. But I think at like the co-main event,
Seikazawa!
the co-main event mark, I was just like, if this last fight isn't like exciting, and it went 3 rounds, but it was exciting. I was like, I might just fall asleep on stream.
Yeah,
and I ran out of
surprised
coffee
you
yesterday.
haven't.
I ran out of
I'm
coffee
surprised that
yesterday.
hasn't happened to you,
Dude, I did the whole stream without caffeine, and I'm like hopelessly addicted. Like I'm like a 2 pots a day kind of guy. And I didn't have any yesterday, so I can't believe I'm
still
here
awake,
fucking
still
talking,
functioning.
Yeah, I have a meeting in
It's
like
crazy.
10 minutes, and hopefully the client
Yeah,
everything prepared because
Here's my
I do not.
here's my reaction to Seika Izawa winning her fight.
Yo,
on
Scott
each-
missed it last night. Chris Cushman was
that's
there though.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me do this.
I should have timestamped it, but it's too long of a stream.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see if I can
like how long was it?
10 hours.
Jesus Christ.
It was the second longest. K World Max was the longest.
I'm glad. Did you
glad I brought
pre-plan
that
that?
up. You did a better job than fucking Paul Craig ripping that thing to pieces. I'll tell
Oh
you that
my
much.
god, poor Paul Craig.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I did it under the guise of like I'll come in super reasonable, no crazy sake, because I have a troll account that's Seika Izawa's super fan, and every time anyone mentions her on a Ryzen card, I just start spamming the chat. So I was like, yeah, like Seika Izawa, she's all right, and then like as the fight started going on, I was like, she's the
Oh my
greatest
God,
combat
she's
sports
amazing.
fighter of all time. And so yeah. I ripped my shirt.
He called me ahead of time and said, "I'm gonna crash your stream when Seika Izawa is on. Is that okay?" And I said, "Sure."
And
then he said, "Send the link."
I ripped my shirt and then I just left.
Yeah, there was a few Japanese fans. Dude, there's one Japanese fan who literally was translating. I think he understood enough because we were conversing. But he was translating Japanese the whole time because every now and then in the bottom bar it'd say like "Buy Google Translate," and I was like, "This beauty." And when that happened, he literally wrote "What the," and then the word just didn't translate. So I wonder what swear word it was in Japan.
Yeah, but it's like I said, it's just something I've been thinking about because I do love going to live events, but then
I love regional shows, man. I'm hoping
and they're reasonably priced too.
Dude, yeah, dude. Again, $150 open bar if you want on the stage, or just $40 general admission for LFA. I think LFA 200 was like $60 because the card was stacked. But
is that Mystic Lake Casino?
Yeah, over 2,000 people too. It's a good.
I wanted to read off something. Stephen Nguyen, who fought Muhammad Yahya, he got more knockdowns in one fight than Khabib, Merab, Movsar, and Bilal have combined in their careers.
Jeez. Don't tell the MMA guru that because he's going to piss off a lot of people.
What do you think of the knockdowns thing with that as well? How many knockdowns do you think should have counted? Because I know they registered.
Yeah. I thought there was like at least 2 more, but yeah, the total at the end of the fight was 7.
Okay, I had 4 in the first round, but someone said there was 5, and then like 2 or 3 in the second. So like that's pretty accurate.
I think I counted 7.
Yeah,
7.
Yeah.
Or, but I know it sounds like it doesn't matter, but when it's a record, it kind of does.
Sure.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I thought there was at least 1 more, but it wasn't counted. But
no, there were 2 they didn't count.
Maybe those are wobbling. Maybe the thing is like the UFC doesn't count if the knees don't hit the ground, even though like, and they don't count freaking leg kick knockdowns, which they 100% should. Someone cracks your leg and you go all the way down, you got knocked down, bro.
How are they not counting leg kick downs? I don't understand the logic. And knockdowns are knockdown. It isn't specific
like
to like fucking what limb fucking knocks you down, is it?
Do you remember when Max Holloway got taken down as well the first time, and it was so it was Max Holloway, and they were so eager to like say, "Oh, you know, he's never been taken down in his career." But he clearly got taken down by somebody. I don't know who it was.
Wasn't it? It was Kamaru and Colby. I think they said Kamaru had never been taken.
Was it.
Maybe
that was it.
And he was it. It was either Colby or Kamaru took him down, but it was like so brief. And then they were like, "No, that doesn't count as a knockdown or a takedown."
And I remember his ass hit the ground.
DC was going insane on the commentary. He's like, "That's a damn takedown. That's a takedown, Rogan."
One time we can agree with DC's wrestling glazing, but you know what?
Fucking
Leon Edwards came in and took his ass down in the first round, anyways. So let's go. Let's fucking go.
I'm surprised they didn't take that from him.
Did you guys? What you guys think of Muhammad Yahya's fucking?
Fuck me! I thought
they reminded me of. Oh my god! It reminded me of Joanna Jędrzejczyk's fucking forehead.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk is one of the worst outside of the Arena Aldana pussy face that she had afterwards.
That was
which is the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, no,
I think Aldana's Joanna.
Jędrzejczyk is the worst. Like she looked like a different
and Cyborg's in Bellator
alien planet.
Cyborg in Bellator literally got his fucking.
Was that against Pacheco?
No. The male Cyborg. The male Cyborg. Yeah, MVP.
Oh, the male Cyborg.
When he fucked him up.
When he
that one was that's the Pokeball. That was the Pokeball one, wasn't it? Where he rolled the fucking Pokeball.
That made it worse.
After he just fucking split him open, and then
it wasn't even a split open. He dented his head in.
I mean,
another one. Should get an honorable mention is when Sage Northcutt got his fucking skull broken by Cosmo Alexander.
It didn't look as bad at the time, but when you saw his injuries afterwards,
when you saw the X-ray, it was like, oh my. Okay,
his
if
whole
we're gonna have
got shattered.
We'll throw another one out there, and we're talking about leg kicks. Takeru's leg after the super leg fight was the worst. I've never seen a leg so destroyed in my life. The whole leg was purple, and he ripped every ligament in his knee because he took leg kicks for 5 rounds.
Yeah, fuck.
What's crazy, he came back a year later, which was nuts.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened when he came back a year later?
No, he beat the Myanmar kid. But
Oh
he got
yeah,
knocked
that's right.
down.
That's
but then Rod Tang beat the fuck out of him.
Are they allowed? Are they testing for steroids, or are they allowed, or what? What's the
one
deal?
is selective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Their
I mean,
stars
do
will
you think
pass,
do you
but-
think do you think
Because
steroids
with-
should
with
just be
you-
allowed?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
in general.
100%.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. 100%.
especially for recovery.
He's ruined the UFC. He's fucking ruined the UFC.
No one's doing anabolics anymore except for freaking Eddie Hall. Like that's not the problem anymore. It's like testosterone, EPO, fine. Go ahead.
I
Give
think
it
what they
some-
should do is just open it up and just say, look, if you're gonna do it, then you have to fight other guys that are also doing it. Because I think there are obviously going to be some people who
I
are
think
like,
you have to disclose it.
I don't want to.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'd go that far, but like that's a great like argument and conversation to have. But I think you have to disclose what the fuck you're on because they're gonna test it anyways. So like don't lie to us. And then we'll make the matchups accordingly.
Well, Baz Rutten always denied that he was ever on steroids, but that guy was fucking pumped. He was fucking pumped with steroids. He fucking pissed him.
Do you guys listen to Tim Sylvia was on the last Jackson podcast, and he was way more well-spoken than I ever remember Tim Sylvia being, but he was super candid as well. And he said that like, bro, he said I wanted to get a six-pack for my title fight against Arlovsky because he was kind of a chubbier guy. So he went to a bunch of gym rats to like, I got 8 months between my next fight. What do I have to do to get jacked? And then they put him on a bunch of gear. Pissed hot, relinquished the title, and then all the MMA. He said like there was like 20 MMA guys, 10 in his own gym, who were like, "Why the fuck didn't you ask us? We would have told you what to get on and how to pass the test." And he's like, everybody was on it. Everybody.
That's
Everybody
basically
was
what
on
it is. It's who knows how to get away with it the most
Dude,
effectively.
even
I'm not
today-
saying everyone's doing it.
Dude, I talked to
saying
fighters on
a
the
lot of
regional
people
scene
are.
too. It is just as rampant. Just it's easy.
Yeah.
It's not easier, but there's more ways around it with how science has developed, right?
Yeah,
Even for guys who work everyday jobs.
Yeah, I always said that it's like passing an IQ test.
Well, back around like UFC 26, 27, I didn't know this, but they were doing like post-fight drug testing back then, which is madness because every fucker was on steroids around that era.
They just literally did like that. They're like they took the test and they're like, oh nope.
The guy who pissed off, I can't remember his name, but it was just a way to get I think it was Josh Barnett. It was Josh Barnett when he won the title, and they didn't want him win the fucking title.
100%.
And he was the first person to fucking test positive. I was thinking, fuck off, that's bullshit.
It's weird as well, that people don't get I was gonna say fingered there. That's the wrong word. They don't get it's not as open anymore. Where it's like I can't remember the last time I heard anyone in the UFC getting popped.
Well,
In a
it's
minute.
because USADA was so invasive with their drug testing procedures. They'd be at your house at 3 a.m. trying to get blood from you like a fucking vampire. And then what is it called? Free sport. We've talked about this before. What is it? Free sport, whatever. Like, I think that they just basically do the bare minimum. And then they're like, all right, we'll pop like 1 or 2 guys a year just to make it seem like we're actually doing something.
Mm-hmm. And guys we don't like,
Yes.
or that
Or just like obscure dudes.
want that reversed.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the reasons why KSW, even though they employ the unified rules on 99% of their cards, every now and then they'll do a card and they're like, free for all, Vale Tudo's 90s UFC rules, let's go. And it's like, yeah, you can wear a gi if you want. We don't give a fuck. And it's fucking awesome. But KSW, they don't test for steroids, dude. And that's why some of the women's fights are the best too. These girls come in with traps bigger than fucking all of our arms combined, and they beat the shit out of each other, and it's awesome. And yeah, some of the fights will slow down in the 3rd round because these guys are on the EPO and the fucking anabolics. But usually there's just usually the fights just end by the 2nd round with someone collapsing due to getting their ass beat or like exhaustion. Someone lands that big shot, right? And I would say I've watched probably like 30 to 40 KSW shows. And only one I would say was like bad. Like that just sucked. And it wasn't even because there was a lack of finishes or whatever. It was just like, it just wasn't a good card. So like, I will always do, like if KSW is on the same time as UFC, I'm watching KSW. Like it's not even close.
That's food for thought, really. Because I
didn't even mention a certain fighter there. You must be proud, Idaho.
Yeah. Phil my good friend
Who?
Isha thinks Phil DeFreeze is the best heavyweight on the planet.
Greatest heavyweight on the planet right now. Stats don't lie, baby.
Ridiculous.
Stats don't lie.
With KSW, are the press conferences and all that in English or the
No, they're all in Polish,
Russian.
which is
Polish?
which is it is what it is. Ryzen's doing a better job of actually on the Japanese side of things, actually doing subtitles and stuff, especially for their like. They do a lot of social media. They do a lot of social media.
I prefer just you have instant subtitles pop up, so it's like, because I find that hearing it in one language and then hearing it, I don't even want it. I'd rather just watch.
No, yeah. So they've been just putting subtitles in their videos, which is nice, like just running it through some whatever AI program.
Like
and
when you watch a dubbed movie and it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like you'd rather watch it in subtitles just because.
I'm that way as well. But even there, they do a lot of like post fight shows too. So they do one which is actually like, it's hilarious because they literally just troll the fighters. But like it's called, I think like Highs and Agony or something like that, and they literally post like a 15-minute video of the reactions right after the fighter wins the fight, walking back to the dressing room, and the fighter who lost the fight, who in Ryzen is like either half dead or like crying, and the camera's in their face the whole time. It's fucking. It just reminds me of like the old Ultimate Fighter shit, where they're like, "I lost my family, and I'm still here for 4 more."
Those little things would really add to Those little things would really add to it. Do you know?
Yeah, it's so good.
Having that, it's so sanitized now. And I know we bring that up, and I'm complaining again, but it's just
it's all good. Well,
it's not really
the Ultimate
it's not
Fighter
really a
is
complaint. It's just more that we could just do little things that would just make things so much better.
100%. Like the Ultimate Fighter's fights this season, I've watched every single one, have been spectacular. So I just tell everyone, like, just skip the show, because the show is nothing. The show is, we have a couple training sessions, we had a UFC guest, we show the family videos. They barely even do like the field trips or anything anymore. Nobody has gotten drunk this year. There was one Drunky McDrunk last year, because I've been keeping note of all this shit. They even cut all the scenes of Daniel Cormier stuffing his face with fucking Popeyes throughout the show, because I saw his belly throughout season or episode 1 to episode 8. It's definitely grown 2 inches. If this was Spike or Fox producing it, it would be hilarious. They did like zoom in and have that like sound every time.
Those little personality things just mean something, though. It's the soul of it.
Yeah, and so like my thing is like, if Netflix does pick up or Amazon or both pick up the UFC rights in some sort, like one of them should at least take a stab for one more season and just try to make it more. Like, what are the chicks watching? They're like Love Island and shit, and just like get them swearing again, get them fucking just as raw as it once was, and just see if it works. If it doesn't, okay, scrap it. But like let's have one more go at it with like a little bit more of like a non-Disney bent over fucking
like unleash the fucking whatever they've got, where they just diluting it. Just,
and if it's not good anymore, it's not good anymore. Like if it's like, no, the athletes are just that professional now, it is what it is. Or just like try it one more time in Brazil or like Korea, and I'm sure
I'm amazed somebody else
will be run wild there,
because it's still a market.
I'm gutted that they stopped doing the country versus country. Like the Smashes was one of the best seasons for me, and they should bring that back. If the fighters are not causing drama, if you have 2 teams that are fighting for the country, it creates that drama. It creates that storyline. There's like it's fucking the UK versus Brazil or America versus Brazil, and you're creating a storyline straight away that causes tension.
Yeah, they did Australia versus Canada too, and that's where like Theodoro came from. Aubert Mercier came from. I like the Black Zillions versus ATT was one of the best seasons too. It was a weird season because like
Jim versus Jim would be amazing.
Yeah, because there wasn't like a tournament, because the gyms actually got to choose the fighters. So like Kamaru Usman fought like 4 or 5 times, I remember, on that season. But like that, like the coaches hated each other too, which like they had some beef. So like Dana White being
which
like
they would.
being the beautiful scumbag that he is, was like, yes, $signs, let's go. And it was awesome. It was, and they had to live in the house too, which was great.
This might explain why Dana's just gone so. He just seems like his heart's not in it anymore, because I think he wanted to be mainstream, he wanted to be big, but now it's like, this is just not fun.
The soul is out of it. Yeah, I mean that's the price you pay, though, right? It's like, do you want to be billionaire or do you want to be an artist?
I mean, like, just look at their fight posters, right? It's like,
dude,
who was making those fight posters?
Deep does better fight posters. Remember the Bama? You guys, Bama was my favorite UK.
Yeah, I remember
the
Bama,
mighty Cage Warriors. Like I spit on Cage Warriors compared to Bama, dude. Bama was awesome. It was violent. Their posters were insane too.
there was Bama and Cage Rage around that time.
Yeah,
And that was yeah. Bama shouldn't have gone. They were doing
Bama
all
was
right
awesome.
things.
Yeah, Bama was so awesome. They
And
had that.
this is why we need to. This is
they
why
were
we need to
getting-
talk about this, because the
So-
UFC and the way they're operating is swallowing things like this, where it's like they
Fred-
go out of business because they can't fucking compete.
For anyone who didn't really watch Bama, they used to have a lot of criminals on there as well. It was just like
Yes.
fucking criminals who could
What?
fight like big fucking steroided up
want this.
bastards.
It was
with
like Breaking Down.
tattoos. Yeah, it was fucking. They were mean
I need this
guys,
in my life.
violent guys.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
so
awesome.
Mikura Sakura, who beat Kleber last night in Ryzen, he has a league in Japan called Breaking Down. And it's kind of the same thing. It's like there are K1 kickboxers and there are MMA fighters who are coming because they're all just like weird custom rules fights, like 1 round, 3 minutes, or like 3 1-minute rounds, like just weird stuff like in a small cage. But also what he does is it's a reality show where they'll hold auditions. So they'll have guys, if they have a personality, we'll just sign them on the show, or they'll get like people who they deem aren't fit for society. So people are like covered head to toe with tattoos, maybe like we're at one point like going to be initiated to Yakuza or right out of prison, where like they kind of just are half bloods, right? Like foreigners or gaijins who live there or whatever, but who want like to fight. They'll bring them in, have them just fight each other in an audition, or like sign the crazy criminal or ex-criminal as well, and just get them to make a whole like crazy Japanese anime type story around it, and then like do the show. And it reminded me of kind of like what Bama was doing.
I miss them having a stake in the fight game. The old Japanese gangs. That was beautiful.
The craziest one is that bare knuckle Korean shipping container.
Oh my God.
Bare knuckle boxing. And I always told my chat, and I was like, and the loser gets shipped to North Korea. And they're like, no way. And I was like, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's the thing going
That
on
would be
right
insane.
now. Shipping container.
How
fights.
do you feel about BKFC if you still got a couple of minutes to?
Yeah,
is it something that you watch?
Yeah, the
And what do you think the
company
prospects of it are?
Oh, I think it's going to be great because it's kind of like that short dopamine slap, kind of like slap fighting, because like rarely are BKFC fights 5-round wars, and the ones that are usually are really good because it's like, oh fuck, we don't just see a meme knockout here, but the meme knockouts are fun, and then when you get sprinkled in like 2 or 3 fights out of the 9 that go the distance are usually absolute scraps. So I love it. I personally want to start, especially on my channel, like supporting the other BK leagues, just because yeah, though Feldman is doing a good job and kind of like, Dana White growing the company, like I can't knock them. I'm not a fan of him as a person, and I should have been fucking grandfathered in to their shit because I've been a subscriber to them forever, and they raised my goddamn price and then wouldn't refund me, so fuck them. I will never buy a pay-per-view.
That went up and down so quickly. It was like, I love it.
Yeah, I will never buy a pay-per-view of theirs again. I will 100% pirate their shit because they owe me money and they broke my promise and they broke a promise to me. But I do give props to like the actual fights. Like they're fun. But yeah,
apparently somebody from the
same with Triller too. Fuck Triller, they owe me money too.
Amir Albazi is pulling out of the fight.
Shocking,
dude. Is he actually?
Yeah, he's out
again.
Yeah, but you know what's really funny is his last tweet a couple days ago is he was complaining how he doesn't want to fight at the Apex and he wants to fight in front of a big crowd.
He's scared. I had him losing anyways.
I had him losing as well, getting destroyed. I like Tyler.
Yeah. Dude, I think Albazi was gonna try to be like, okay, I'm wrestling background. Tyler's like, I hold my fucking.
I think that
my Sapporo, bitch. Let's go.
I think Albazi just got his confidence destroyed by Moreno. He got fucked up in that fight.
He got fucked up. And the thing is, he lost 4-1 to fucking Kai Kara France as well.
Yep.
Fuck that guy. I know it wasn't his fault, but like,
send him back to Brave, and Shorty Torres can feast on him. All right, boys. I gotta run. I gotta run, but this was awesome. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for pitching up. I really appreciate it. This is why I wanted you on. Thank you. We'll definitely do it again.
Yeah, I'll be here next Sunday.
Nice speaking with you, mate.
Hell yeah, man. Good to meet you. Yeah, I've been subscribed to your channel for a little bit. You do great work. And
Thanks. I assume you're not talking to me. I assume you're
both
talking to
of you, but yeah.
Can't
Frankie
be
knows
talking
I've
to
been
me.
subbed.
No fucking
Frankie
way.
knows I've been subbed, and I comment on his videos and shit like that. But
No, I
I
really
think, by the
appreciate
way,
it.
guys, as I make my grand exit here, Fury Challenger Series is about to start. Frank Mir's daughter's on it. She's an NCAA wrestler who's fighting in her third or fourth amateur fight, and she's been calling out Brock Lesnar's daughter because that fucking rivalry is not done. And then there's also APFC tonight, I think at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is Anthony Pettis's organization. That's actually really good, and there's been a few guys who've come from there who are in Contender Series and in the UFC. So 2 fight shows tonight back to back. Check them out.
Excellent. Thank you.
Peace, Isha.
You guys.
Take it easy, Isha. Thank you. All right. Yeah. I didn't know Brock Lesnar's daughter fought. Is that just a beef thing?
Yeah, there's Bellamere, and I don't remember her.
Oh yeah, she's ugly as fuck, isn't she?
She looks
Brock
like Brock
Lesnar's
she
Lesnar's
looks
daughter.
like Brock
Literally,
Lesnar.
Brock
Yeah, she
Lesnar's
looks like
sperm
fucking
literally
Brock.
Ate that egg. It ate that egg. There was no. He won that gene pool like 99.999. It wasn't like the sperm entering the egg. It just devoured the egg and just assimilated it.
Honestly,
Fucking hell.
pull up a picture. It's fucking vile. Like,
go on.
absolutely
Whip it
fucking
up.
vile.
Are you talking about his daughter? Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
absolutely fucking.
Let me see if I can expand your. Wait, can you do that again?
She just got first place in like a shot
wait,
put
wait.
contest too. Like she's an animal.
Look at that.
He looks like Brock Lesnar in a fucking wig, mate.
Oh fuck me, that is fucking vile. Oh,
Yeah, he is huge.
disgusting.
Isn't Sable her mother? Am I right?
Yeah,
about that?
yeah. Looks
Yeah,
nothing
how
like
does that
Sable
happen?
though, does it?
How does that happen? Christ, he is huge.
Have you ever seen pictures of Brock Lesnar as a baby?
Oh my god, he looks like himself. He's just grown a bit. That's it. He just looks like a little fucking massive potato. He's
seriously
absolutely
It's
savage.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Is there
who's she
anything else I was
fighting?
gonna bring up? Isn't she like a fucking hammer thrower or something? Not
Yeah,
hammer,
shot
she does
put.
a shot
Shot
put.
put.
Shot put. I didn't know
She just won tournament or some shit. She like broke a record.
Yeah, she's
of
like a
something.
national. She's like a student national champion or something, right?
Yeah, I bet.
I don't know how, of course.
The only thing that I would want to talk about is
Mhm.
what do you reckon is next for RDR and subsequently Robert Whittaker?
You can go first on RDR if you want, brutally, because I do have a thought on it.
Go on.
I'll let you go. I'm thinking he gets the loser of Cal Baralho and Imavov. That's
Like
probably
that.
what I'd go with.
I like
Because
that.
he's going to be top 5 now, right? I don't think he should be getting anywhere near a title shot yet.
No, and middleweight's still got kind of a clog.
They've still
at the
got
top.
people. Or
Yeah.
I would do Fluffy Hernandez.
I like Fluffy. I like Fluffy a lot.
I think
that's
Fluffy
an
gets
interesting
such a
matchup.
raw deal. I hate it. I'm a big fan of his, and
He doesn't do anything to promote himself. And I've watched interviews with him where he's like, yeah, I don't even watch fights. Like, and it's like,
no, but his performances are. If you talk about somebody dragging somebody into deep water, and like he takes shots, drags you into deep water, and beats the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
If you're talking about somebody that does that, I'm like, God, like I just want to see this guy get it.
And what about for Whittaker for you?
Whitaker's a tougher one because obviously he's in a gatekeeping position now. If I was him, I would probably fuck off, mate. If I'm being honest.
Only fight that is interesting for Whittaker for me is a fight with Sean Strickland.
Strickland
Mhm.
or
I don't hate
MVP if MVP gets past fucking Cannonier.
I think with MVP, he'd just get dragged to the ground and battered.
Yeah.
If he was fighting, because the holes in that game are so.
Yeah, and
vast.
Whittaker doesn't fight. He has a game plan for every fight. His team is
He'll go in there, grab him, drag him down, and just beat him up. That's.
But I'm with you, man. Like
that's it.
and again, Robert Whittaker.
He's a legend.
The first card I watched was the one before the Izzy and Rob pay-per-view, and I actually bought the pay-per-view because I was like, this guy Robert Whittaker reminds me of like Khabib, and because I'm a Khabib and Connor, like that's how I came in, watching the sport. So yeah, I mean, Robert Whitaker's been one of my favorite fighters for quite a bit. One of the good guys in the sport, but I don't know, man. I don't know what's even really left for him because, as you said, he's just going to be used to build up guys, and I
100%.
think his chin is compromised at this point. That wasn't tested as much in this fight, but I just don't think he's really able to win much at the highest level anymore, especially in the top.
He's made a lot of money. He's got kids. He's gonna make money opening a gym of some kind if he hasn't. I think he's part of a gym team anyway.
He and his wife just had another kid.
He's popping them out as well, man.
Yeah,
he's got what 5 or 6 kids at least, right?
6 now, I think.
Fair play to him. I don't know. It's just
he's going. If he's got 6 kids, that's why he'll never stop fighting. That right there is why he will never stop fighting.
That's why Nico Price is still fighting. He's got 7.
Yeah,
but the thing is, in the position,
being constant fight camps.
I mean, he's a couple of million up at least. He doesn't seem like somebody who buys flashy shit. And also, he could just make money being in the gym and he's a former champion. He could make money just training.
Yeah, but how long's a fight camp? 3 months away from your family. Holiday. Peace and quiet.
It's a holiday. That's probably why he does it.
Fucking hell.
I've got to pay these bills. And he's like, fuck these kids.
Tyson Fury was the same though, once he had about 8 kids. And
you think Tyson Fury being at home though does anything? Fuck that. If he wants to go out,
what I'm saying is that he struggled being away from boxing every time, like when he did that retirement, and he struggled being away from boxing. And I think some guys are just going to be that way. And Robert Whitaker strikes me as one of those guys because he had that period where he was feeling like fucking exhausted after the Romero fight. He took a bit of a break. He was feeling exhausted, and at that point, that's when he could have fucked off into the sunset and fucking left, but he didn't. He came back, and he looks like the last couple of times we've seen him in that cage. He looks angry. Like it looks like he's got some fucking demons that he's unleashing. We saw it against fucking what's the fucking Muslim guy. That Askarov or whatever the fuck he was. He went in there and it was like he just raped his mom. It was like something like evil had just happened to one of his family members, and he wanted to like rip him open. And he's fighting like he's got demons in his head, and I don't think he'll ever quit until he's forced to.
My biggest concern for him is we've seen him win a close fight against Izzy. We've seen him have a tough fight with contenders, right, where he's getting rocked. Darren Till dropped him with a slick elbow. Paulo Costa rocked him with a spinning back kick. He went on to win both those fights, but we saw him get dominated in the grappling scenario with Hamzat, which again is like, it's Hamzat, right? But we've just saw him lose a fight that, in my opinion, was not that great. He did well in the grappling, but ultimately got controlled by RDR, took some shots on the ground. We're seeing him lose like every which way now. You know?
But I mean,
it's not good.
He's just come off. He's broke his jaw. Well. He's come back within 12 months.
Yeah. I mean,
should he have took some time off? Should and why is he fighting down?
I think the fact that he's talking about it, he's talking about leaving as well, is a big indicator.
How is he talking about it?
Yeah, he mentioned it before this fight. He said he knows he's in the twilight part of it, and he's probably got 2 to 3 fights left at most, including the RDR one. His eye on it. He's made it clear. As far as money,
as far as RDR goes, I think he's a very good fighter. I think he's just very awkward. I don't see him ever being the champion of the division, but I think he's a great addition. And getting a win over a former champion like Robert Whitaker is a big step in the right direction for his career. But yeah, he has too many deficiencies, and dudes will smoke him. At the top 5 that aren't semi-washed and retired like Robert Whitaker.
Right, but you've got to think Rob can't be in the good books of the UFC. The fact that they booked KO, Cannonier, Delidze, and Hernandez, and he had to fight down to like what 13th, and he couldn't get a fight. Strickland's not fighting. Adesanya's not in a fight. No one's booked, and then they booked all those 4 guys.
What would you say, Frankie?
It could have just been a timing thing as well. Where
Yeah,
is
sure.
but
it?
Page
I
and kind
feel like,
of
but again, I feel like
Pay-
they've squeezed all of the juice out of the Robert Whittaker
They have.
experiment, as they could. You know what I'm saying? Like, the guy's already been a former champ. They gave him his rematch in the title fight with Izzy.
Which I thought he
just
won,
feel
by
like,
the way.
sure, they built him up, against DDP, and guys who have beat him have gone on to be the champion. But at this point, like, RDR beating him in the fashion in which he did does not inspire hope on either side for me. I thought
I
the
mean,
fight
3 years ago, Whitaker destroys him, I think.
I said that before the fight, and I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Yeah. And I think I like RDR. I think it's nice to have a fresh face in there who looks
Yeah.
monstrous and brings something different, because he is a bit goofy and whatnot. But at the same time, even though he's winging crazy, he's landing some of the time and you're like, shit. And those knees he does to the midsection are just like, oh, like you can see they hurt people.
Yeah.
I
How about Buchecha fucking fumbling the bag? Dude, Buchecha is like
that as well, by the way.
one of the greatest
He's-
grapplers of all time. Was a
shocking.
contender for the belt in one. Left the promotion off a win. And he goes out there and fucking lays the
Straight in the
stinker
toilet.
against Martin Buday of all
They
heavyweights.
tried to give him a layup as well, and it just didn't work. The thing is with Buday, Buday is not good yet, but he's got a good record. Do you know what I mean? So when you put him in there with somebody, I think he's like something crazy, like 22-4 or something, or 22-5. He's got like a good looking record. So you can put him in there, and even though he's not very good, you can make it look like, oh, he's fighting somebody who's won fights.
Sure.
And he completely he gassed after about 3 minutes. It was
I knew he
shocking.
would. I knew he had to get a submission in the first round, or Buday would win.
Can you
the fight.
imagine looking that good at heavyweight? I mean, physically, and losing to a fucking tub of lava. Like, it must hurt your soul.
God.
When you look across and you see those jiggles, and you're like, I look good, and then you go and get fucking.
By the way, I did hear
Must hurt.
rumors that Waldo Cortez Acosta might be in the new main event this weekend. Can
Against
you imagine a scenario? Some people were talking about maybe Derek Lewis. We'll see.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
against who?
Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis.
Oh, right, okay.
They might sub that in for the main event of the next the card this weekend. But can you imagine a scenario where we're talking about Waldo Cortez Acosta as like the next contender? I mean, heavyweight's so fucked.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, he's not going to get too far either. He's not good. I think.
Yeah, but heavyweight's not
he'll get
good
knocked out
either.
soon. No, it's not. No, it's generally.
I
not.
sure hope so.
I think as soon as he breaks into the top, I think like a Tybura or a what's his name, Spivak would beat him as well.
That'd be a tough fight for him for sure.
Pavlovich is fighting somebody else, isn't he? Isn't Pavlovich fighting fuck, who was it?
I think he is booked.
I think he might be fighting Costa. I think
Okay.
they're talking about that as well.
But
Pavlovich would murder him.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think of Volkov and Almeida?
I love it. I know that you're a big Jelton Almeida detractor, and I think you're fully reasonable for saying that he would be much better at light heavyweight. But I think Jelton Almeida is great. I love that fight.
Do you know what it is? Seeing him get absolutely dominated by Curtis Blades was a terrible look for me.
Well, not
Lost all 5
just that
rounds.
though. He lost all my respect. The fact that he just stole the fight
Sure.
for that fucking long, it was disgusting to watch. You're in an MMA fight. If you're not progressing the position, then just fucking let go.
I
and do
hate.
something.
He's just a wet blanket.
It's the fact, and that's what lost my respect last night for Jan a little bit. He did a lot of stalling in that 3rd round, and it's not really what you want to see.
You know what? I'm really glad you brought that up, because I did say, like, hey, it looked like the number 12 guy fighting the number 3 guy, but it's like, yo, Petr Yan did not go for a finish in that 3rd round, and I thought that was kind of.
I think he's very good at disguising when he's tired. I think he was absolutely fucked, and I think he knows that McGee can bang. And he got this in, was it the end of the 1st or end of the 2nd? I can't remember, but he got clipped, and he got clipped hard.
If he lost to him somehow in a 3-round fight, that can happen. Where you just have a dodgy moment where you get clipped, and he did get touched by McGee a couple of times. If you lose to McGee, you're never becoming champion again. If you lose to a number, I don't know where he was, 13 or 12 or whatever it was, you're never. He drops to about 7, and then he's got to fight twice more to get back to the title.
It was
at
a
his
professional
age.
win. It was a professional win,
professional
but it's not what you want to see as a fight fan. And the ref's job is to minimize that shit. And Jan did what he needed to do. Not a good look, in my opinion.
I thought he was
And-
quality, but you need Jan in 5-round fights where he just he does slowly roll into things. He's one of the best technical fighters in the UFC, in my opinion. In terms, watching the guy, he's so intelligent in there, and he's exciting to watch still. I just think a 3-rounder against a low-ranked guy, they should have made it 5.
Yeah. Especially co-main. I mean, but yeah, the ref, he should have moved it along. He gave two warnings. Why are you giving 2 warnings? Give 1 warning and fucking then move him.
I thought it was stupid as fuck that he was fighting Marcus McGee in the first place. I understand he's already fought most of the people like in the top 5, top 10. But I was like, yo, what the fuck? Why is Marcus McGee getting this shot against Petr Yan? Like, obviously, he's going to fucking
Well, I think
lose.
it's the gym affiliation. It's the fact that, like the options were, because he was supposed to fight somebody else, wasn't he? Jan was.
I don't know.
I think he was campaigning for some, and Jan was probably just like, I need to get back in there. And that was just, he was there.
Yeah. From what I heard in the interviews with McGee was offered the fight and he didn't think he was going to get the fight. But Jan asked for it. He said, yeah, straight away. He didn't hesitate. He didn't want anyone
Jan
else.
doesn't look like a no guy. He doesn't look like somebody who would be like, nah, do you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah. He was offered the fight. There was never, like he said, there was never anyone else offered, as far as McGee was aware, to Jan, and he just accepted it straight away. And he was actually surprised he did.
Yeah, it's again. I thought it was a pretty. I mean, I never expected Marcus McGee to win. I was saying that from the beginning. He showed that he wasn't completely and utterly outclassed, which I thought he was going to be. I think if it had gone 5, he would have got dismantled in that 4th or 5th round. I think you could see he was fading, but I don't feel like his stock dropped. And Jan,
I think if it goes on, McGee knocks him out.
That's fucking ridiculous. Brutally, what is up with you? Marcus McGee is super fast.
If it was 5 rounds. That 3rd round, Marcus McGee was in recovery mode. Jan was stalling out for the finish. If that had happened in the 3rd round of a 5-round fight, McGee comes out swinging big in the 4th, knowing he's down 2 already, and he clips Jan, especially after nearly knocking him out in the 1st round. At the end of that fucking 1st round, wobbling him. He was on fucking like skates.
I don't get
the 4th round. He knocks him out.
Your betting slip history must be fucking bananas, mate. It must be. You bet on the wildest shit.
And it's not even a bet. I just know. I just know. You know when you have visions of shit and you just fucking proper autistic mode. That's what I see happening. Like I see Davy Grant taking the belt from fucking Marab's hands.
I would love to see it.
Stuffing every takedown and just fucking pushing his head between his legs and fucking shrugging him off. And then he fucking uppercuts him and then fucking knees him in the fucking sternum and then gets the fucking amethyst finish. That's what'll happen.
I was on Bodak's stream before the last pay-per-view, and we were all talking. We were like, you know who the best panel guest is? It's Brutally Honest.
Yeah, he is. He's carrying this channel at the moment.
Yeah, no,
I feel like I've had to say it out loud. It's like when I message Brutally on a Sunday and he's like, I don't think I can make it, brother. I'm like, shit. I just lose like all motivation.
Do we even do it?
Do we even fucking bother? It's like if I back out now, he's gonna know that he's carrying us. So it's like, can't.
He's gonna want you to start paying him for these appearances.
I'm surprised he hasn't asked already.
Yeah, especially after he lost a lot of money on fucking Marcus McGee beating Petr Yan.
No, Brutally has a history. Whenever he talks in the chat, he always comes out with the wildest bets. He's like, he's a prop better.
I probably doesn't know this because he probably wasn't around. So last year before the Sphere card, my chat went, oh, why didn't you go the Sphere? And I was like, ADHD mode kicked in fully. And I was like already booking the flights to the fucking Vegas. Flew out to Vegas for the Sphere card. Didn't even buy a ticket to the event. I thought, oh, I'll just get one last minute. They'll be dirt cheap. Flew out to Vegas. Spent about $8,000 doing this. got to outside the Sphere on the night of the event. There was no fucking tickets. So I flew all the way out to Vegas on a fucking whim because someone in the chat said, "Oh, why didn't you go to Vegas?" And I went in fucking ADHD mode and fucking booked them. Except without getting actual fucking tickets because I thought, oh, they'll come down. They'll come down. I was confident.
You're always
and cocky.
so optimistic. That is the most. We should have. That was the most legendary story of you going out there and then watching the fucking fight in a bar.
Oh, it wasn't. It was the most depressing thing. I was in my hotel. I was stuffing a fucking what's that chicken place? I was stuffing fried chicken down my gullet and a fucking garlic bread in this weird. No, not KFC. The good one. What's Popeyes? It fucking called? No, not Popeyes. You get a little garlic bread with it. I don't know. It's some fucking fast food. I was in my hotel in this big swank hotel. MGM fucking signature.
You were so confident as well.
I know. I was too confident. I was stuffing my face with this chicken, thinking, "Fucking this is fucking wank. This is can't get a ticket." And then I ended up getting drunk and going to a Mexican wedding. So it was a fucking adventure. It was Mexican independence, so I saw a lot of tits, so that picked me up. I was like, because the UFC, you can't watch it anywhere in Vegas. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. They have like these watch-along bars, and I couldn't get into the card, so I couldn't get into the Sphere. So I went to these watch-along bars, which are all sold out. You can't get in. I was like, I had to watch it on my phone in Vegas in a fucking bar. I was fuming.
See,
absolutely fucking livid.
I would have to have the hotel book, the tickets.
Raising Cane's. That's what it was. Raising fucking Cane's.
Cane's is so good.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's fucking banging.
Amazing.
Like, there's nothing that picks you up from a depression like Raising Cane's and a fucking beer.
100%.
That was a life-changing moment for you as well. That was.
Oh yeah, I got divorced not long after it.
Yeah.
Oh my god! What?
Yeah, that was I didn't want to say it out loud.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
She was like,
came back. Yeah, got divorced not long after that.
As you were leaving, and you were like, "Where you going, love?" And she was like, if you go to this event, I'm leaving."
No, she wanted me go because she already knew I was already fucking gone. So it already broken down months ago. So like, I flew out to Vegas. She convinced me. Yeah, she was like, yeah, you go Vegas, and I'm like, are you sure? This doesn't seem like a good decision. Normally, you talk me out of this. She's like, no, go, and I'm like, okay. Let's fucking have it. And then I come back, and then
she changes her mind.
In the October, she was like, I need to sit you down. I was like, oh fucking hell. And then I didn't believe it, and then we got divorced, and now I'm in a fucking flat on my son. But it swings and roundabouts.
That's the dream when they propose it.
2024 was a mad fucking year, and it crashed my channel. All that shit. That's what fucked my channel up.
Yeah, because you weren't on for like 3 or 4 months, right? You'd make
Mate,
like
do you know how fucking humiliating it is to fucking fly out to Vegas and you're like doing streams and into like meeting fighters. I met Chandler, I met fucking Balal, I called him a prick, and I'm like living life like a king, and then I'm like, oh, didn't get him, boys. So it was a bit
a great story though. It's a great story.
It is now. It wasn't back then. Fucking hell. It was like my worst nightmare happening.
But no, I love that none of us talked you out of it. You're like, I'm gonna go over there and not get. We were all thinking, this
some friends you are.
Idea. Let us know how it goes, mate. Yeah, we're fucking terrible friends.
No, Raz. I honestly, I've gotten last minute tickets for fucking everything, like dirt cheap. And what happened is I didn't account for this. In Vegas, you've got all these rich people that on the night they can go, well, I can spend $1,000 on this. I'll just chuck $1,000. I'll just chuck $2,000 at this. I'll go the Sphere. I didn't account for all these rich knobheads who don't even like UFC.
Right.
No,
I didn't account for it.
Well, because it was actually a niche event as well. That's why it was always going to be tricky. It was never crash price wise, because it was such a the spectacle of it was something new, so like It was but fair play to you for doing it, man. And
No, that wasn't even the best part. Like when I decided that, like, okay, I'll put the ticket on the credit card. I'll chuck $2,000 at it. I'll chuck it, and I was like, right, we're doing it then. And the credit card just declined, and it just declined because it wouldn't let me use it because I was in America.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Do you know what you should have? If this ever happens to you again, just give me a shout, and I will sort you out. I can't let this happen.
It's never fucking happening again. It will never fucking happen ever again. Fucking hell.
If you'd sent me a message and let me know what was going on, I definitely would have hooked you up. I would have.
It was a learning curve anyway, point that. But yeah, I appreciate the offer, Frankie. But that'll never fucking happen ever again.
Never say never. You're a wild man.
I know. That's true. I was at a works do last week. Oh, fuck me. There was we went back at the manager's house, and she's got like a collection of all memorabilia, and she's got loads of Harry Potter shit, and she had like £1,000 Harry Potter broom, you know what they do, the fucking Quidditch on. And I'm there trying to get it off the wall, fighting everyone, trying to get this fucking broom off the wall, saying, I won't fucking ride it. I won't go play some fucking Quidditch. And then I got tired of that, and they calmed me down. And then I lied in front of the fan, and I went, yeah, I'm too I just kept going, I'm too sexy. I need cooling down. This is in front of everyone at work. And then, like, oh my God, like they were talking about, like, they were having like chats, the women were, and I went, no, I was getting like really angry about like how you choke, and I went, no, this is how you fucking choke, and I got the double handers up, and now everyone at work, they think I'm some kind of like rapey sex pest, and I was like, no, it wasn't. I was like, you don't know what choking is. I'm an MMA expert, trust me. This is how you fucking choke. So now they all think I'm really fucking weird.
Do you think you're weird, brutally?
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, like...
you didn't want to show it, is what you're saying.
I can mask it really well. I can mask it really well. I'm really good at that. Look how when City Life was here, I was like, try and be like, all like, you know, professional. Yeah. I didn't want to seem like a dumbass in front of him, if I'm being honest, because he seems like a proper MMA nerd.
I was worried he was going to embarrass me, to be honest. I've always wanted him on, but I've seen him in the chat sometimes being like, Frankie's talking bullshit again, and I'm like, moving on.
I got right. Yeah, you feel it, don't you? You feel the pressure. You're like, this guy knows his shit here, and I'm like, don't embarrass yourself.
I think when we have him on a few more times, because we have to, because I think this is one of the best streams we've ever done in terms of just like, because I feel like with him, like we all like talking the shit and we're really good at it, but I feel like with him keeping it MMA centric, he's really good for that. Like, and you feel like
I'll bring him down to the fucking gutter. I'll bring him down to the gutter with us.
Oh no, everyone gets dragged down to the gutter when you're around us. But...
they'll join us.
You were like, what do you think's like a different alternative to the cage? And he listed off like 5 different things.
Yeah, he was just ready.
Heard of. Like,
I knew if I asked him.
One for promotion has like a net. You're like, I'm like a net.
What?
What?
Yeah. No, he's such a fountain of knowledge, that guy. And he could be a Sunday regular, put it that way, because it was. Don't get me wrong, I love Autism Sundays, but it's nice to just take a break every now and then and just be like, let's get into it. And it's because I used to do this on my channel back in the day where I'd have non-stop topic stuff, and I miss doing that. And just being able to get his opinion on all of it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know how I ended up here.
We love having you here. We love having you here. But yeah, I think this is. There was one other thing I wanted to bring up before we go.
Go on.
The Till and Rockhold thing.
Oh, I'm excited for that. You know, I'm excited for us. I know it's a clown show, but
I love the Idaho's going like the fuck.
Yeah, I couldn't give a single fuck about that.
I know. Yeah, but
somebody in my chat was like, "Did you see the face-off? They got heated." I was like, "No,
and I know that is fake."
The fake off was bullshit, but the press conference was great.
Yeah, the presser was good.
It felt like old school UFC, but like the gritty version, like old school.
The thing The thing is, with these cards, I do, you won't know a lot of the fucking guys that like Joey Essex. I can't wait to see Joey Essex guys that head fucking caved in.
Isn't
He's
Essex
a proper little
fucking
cunt.
town? Isn't Essex a fucking town? And
It
Yeah,
is,
he's from there. He was on a show called Towie, The Only Way Is Essex. He was, wasn't he? Joey Essex.
was, yeah, pretty sure
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
Yeah, I never
with-
watched it, but I know who the fucker is. Like,
Yeah, he's a proper cunt anyway. So I wouldn't mind seeing him get his face jabbed in. Tony Ferguson for the fucking giraffe. Like, hopefully,
I think
we
he's gonna
can-
lose as well. I
Yeah,
think he's gonna get smashed out.
yeah, of course he is.
He's gonna get smashed out against the because this YouTuber guy Salt Pappy or whatever his name is actually very.
Yeah, he's got
good.
hands. He's got hands. But
Is he a professional level? No, but for a YouTuber, he's fucking got hands.
He's
got
like the
technique.
second coming of Jake Paul.
He's better. I think he's got better technique than Jake Paul doesn't have
Shit.
technique. I get. Do you know what? I actually give Jake Paul credit, yeah, because he's knocking guy. I mean, you can say whatever the fake. He's clearly dedicated himself to it, and he is a bit. I hate his brother. I think his brother's a proper tool, but I can see he's actually dedicated to it, and he's going for it. And if he ends up taking a massive fight,
Well, but
against somebody
nobody
really good.
remembers. Everyone forgot somehow that the greatest fighter of all time is really Tommy Fury because he beat Jake Paul in a boxing match. So by default, that makes
the
him
thing is
best
though, we're
fighter.
not going to be content.
Yeah, but
we're not going to be
I-
content until we see Jake Paul get flattened out.
Yeah,
Fair.
but
That's
I
what we
mean,
need
it's
to
more.
see.
Tommy Fury is a bigger cunt than Jake Paul, though. Like,
is,
I
he's a
mean,
massive
he
belly
is.
as well.
He is a.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's a cunt, yeah.
he cheats
Okay.
on his beard and everything
I mean,
all the time.
before you get
but-
into the cheating on his bird thing, I will say this though: his bird sounds like a fucking head case as well.
Oh yeah,
She's
this was
awful.
what I was going to come to.
She's
Have you
awful
seen her this week? She's been moaning. Oh, I'm not going to do anything good this summer. I'm not going to do anything fun. She's been fucking Dubai. She was at fucking Wimbledon. She's having fucking parties. She's living life like on a jet, flying across the world and going, "Oh, I've done fuck all this summer. I haven't done anything." I'm thinking, "Fuck you, you little twat." I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but she needs burying. She needs someone like fucking Cyborg running up to her and nutting her in the fucking face, busting her fucking nose up, and then see what happens. Then see what happens, love. Fuck me, dirty bitch.
No, she's awful. So I've got no sympathy from that. If I was with her, I'd be banging everything I could on the side. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's a pretty woman, but
She's not my type, but yeah.
you can see why people like her. But she's fucking the most infuriating woman. I like Frankie says, she deserves to be cheated on. But he's still a twat. He's still a twat.
He is a twat, 'cause I mean, he just had a newborn. At least keep it in your pants for a little
Yeah,
while.
I mean, I kind of hope that he put his dick in someone, then went straight home and like wiped it on her face or something while she was sleeping, like the juices of another one. Just wipe it on the pillow, dry his dick
Look
off.
what happens.
on-
Look what happens when Isha leaves. Look what the fuck
Yeah,
happens.
'cause
This didn't take long.
No,
her name's
fucking
Molly
hell.
May. I hope he I hope he had a gangbang. He dicked them all, came back and wiped his dick juices all over a pillow. Take that, Molly fucking May, you twat.
Yeah, she's an awful human being.
oh, this is great.
She-
I get to learn about Britain dynamics. You know,
But
so
I'm
learning
telling
a
you,
lot.
I'm telling you,
Learning a lot
something,
from you guys.
Idaho, yeah. Watch that card, yeah, because it's going to be funny at the very least. It won't be skilled. There'll be no skill involved. It's going to be filthy, disgusting scraps.
I'll tell you what.
Don't.
If brutally honest as a fight companion with me or you, Frankie, I will watch that card.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
in
yeah.
England.
Why not? When is
It's
it?
in England.
Hang on, when is it?
It's on
Misfits.
August 30th. August 30th.
Oh, that's my anniversary, boys. With the X5.
Brilliant.
Fucking hell. Perfect day, isn't it? 30th of August. Where are we? Let me check. With me. Not with me. Not with me. Yeah, I'll do one. Yeah. Yeah,
Sounds good.
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right, we're watching it then.
Sounds good. It's
Cool.
the day before I go back to work as well, so I need something.
Awesome.
This is
Cool,
going to
man.
be depressing going back. Boys, this has been a great one. I think I loved it. This was a good not that it's not always good, but like today
No.
was fun.
It's always
I
fun
enjoyed the hell
chatting
out
up with you chaps. Is that what you guys call each other?
I'm sorry about last night as well. I totally crashed out. Are you doing another one this week?
I do a matchmaking show.
Oh, is this
after every
about
UFC
your
card.
little post-fight panel with Capitan? Capitan would fight
Did you watch it?
Oh,
Did you watch it?
baby, Capitan, Capitanio, Raffio.
Do you know what I love about?
that
Do you know what I love
dude?
about? Do you know what I love about Rafi? Do you know what I love about Rafi? When we have him on the panels here, he we'll all be talking about something, and he's got something in his mind from like 20 minutes ago.
My God.
And then he'll cut in and talk about something that we were talking about ages ago. We'll all be like,
Yeah. Well, what was even worse is I had Giuliano and Rafuco on at the same
oh
time,
fuck me.
and my post-fight shows.
And I love
event.
Captain Raf, by the way. I do.
Right,
I love
right.
him.
No,
got
he's
lot
a
of
really
energy.
nice guy. But I
Yeah.
do a post-fight panel after every fight card, and anybody can hop on. So I just drop a link in the chat. But yeah, I had Giuliano and Rafuco on, and it was like steering a ship in the North Sea. You know, like I did not know what was happening half the time. I asked Rafuco a question, and he's talking about. You know,
He just doesn't answer it. I've done that to him several
Yeah.
times on my own panel. So I'll ask him a question, and he'll go like, "It's my time to talk," and he'll just talk about something completely different.
I
I'm like,
didn't
fuck.
know. I didn't know who this guy was. I've never seen him before.
He's a lovely guy, by the way, and he's got a lot of knowledge.
He's messaged me on Instagram, and I didn't realize like he was known in the community. I just thought he was some random like 20 sub guy like on
thing is,
YouTube.
when he does his own channel, he's great, yeah. But I think in a panel, because I think English is
It's the
obviously
language barrier.
as well.
It's the
I think
language barrier.
English being his second language as well. I think like he loses track of what we're talking about.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
all
he
it
wants to,
is.
and he's got points that he wants to talk about. So he's just like, bam. But I
Yeah.
love the guy though.
yeah.
No, he seems
the
like a good character. He seems like a good character.
The thing about him is anytime I've ever done a panel, even when my channel had like 300 subs when I was doing it with Hank, he would be the first guy to hop on if I dropped a link in StreamYard. Like, so any
You got to do it. You got to grind.
any link ever in any YouTube MMA sphere,
down.
you would bet your ass Captain Rafuco's there.
Yeah, he's asked me a few times. I've turned him down. I feel bad now. I feel bad. Yeah,
No,
I've
'cause
turned
he
him
is a
down
good
a few
lad.
times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good lad.
You know what it was, right? I looked. I watched some of his content, and I was just like, I got the vibe of what you guys just said, that it would be odd to communicate, and in a bigger panel maybe, but when it was one-on-one, I was thinking, fuck me, this would be. Imagine me and him. Like, fuck me. I'd ruin the lad. He'd have fucking trauma for life after being on the stream with me.
He might take you too seriously as well, and you can't help.
That's the problem.
You can't
Yeah,
help but sticking some jabs in.
yeah.
It's just how we banter around
And
here.
I'm not mean on purpose.
A guy from Stoke and a guy from freaking Brazil with two
Yeah.
heavy
Is that where
accents.
he's Brazilian? He's Brazilian. I thought he was Mexican.
He's definitely not
There
Mexican.
we go. That's a great start, isn't it?
I love that. It's like, I don't know if he's Brazilian, but he's definitely not Mexican.
He's definitely South American.
I love that. Yeah. But no, it
Uh,
sounds like we're ragging on the guy, but we're absolutely not. It's just that I found
I
just
am.
challenging because it's like, oh fuck, like. But what the stuff he does come out of is obviously very insightful, and he obviously knows the sport, and so fair play to him. I definitely have him on again.
I enjoy.
Yeah, he
chatting
seems
with
like a
you
good
guys,
character.
And I'll send you guys invites. If you don't make it, it's no big deal. But would love to have you
When?
guys on my channel.
When?
Oh, dude, I'm streaming way too much nowadays. I'm gonna do a matchmaking show later. But as far as like preview shows, post shows, I know that Frankie does his preview show. So like after every UFC event, I go.
I don't
live
really
with
do
our
them
show.
that religiously, to be honest. Funnily enough, I got like a nice subscriber boost yesterday, which never really happens.
That's good.
I usually go up in like, I might get one or two every now and then, but it was a nice little boost yesterday, which I couldn't understand because it was dull as fuck.
But yeah, no, just like I'll send you guys an invite when I'm doing like panels.
Yeah, I'd love to. If you let me know like a couple of hours beforehand.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
I'm always down.
I can only really do the post-fight ones when they start at a normal time. When's the next Abu Dhabi card?
I don't know. Like I
There's
said,
one coming up soon.
I'll throw it out there. Like I said, if you guys can't make it, it's no big deal.
I'll be able to do them. I'll be able to do them when I'm in Asia.
All right.
Because I'm just going to be kicking about doing fuck all. So
Cool, man.
I'll be down.
All right, man.
All right, boys. This was a fun one.
See you guys for the fight companion this week. Luke Rockhold, Darren Till. Let's go, baby.
Is it this
Go.
week?
No, it's
It's
August
this-
30th. So it's
okay,
it's
got
next
it.
month. Yeah. So
Okay,
it's,
Got it. You said the 30th. I was like, oh shit, that's in 3 days.
no,
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
was-
Sounds
yeah. All right, boys. Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Thanks to
Frankie.
everyone in
See you in a bit, boys.
thanks to everyone in the chat who joined in. We really appreciate all of you. Obviously, place wouldn't be the same without you. I should cover Ryzen. I should actually start watching it so I don't sound like a completely uneducated fucker about. I think I'll watch it a little bit first so that I at least
You don't
get
want
a
to watch
touch for it.
Ryzen, Frankie. Come on, be honest with everybody.
I kind of do. It's more of just like it's more of just a time thing and a.
Yeah.
But it might not be as bad as I'm thinking. It could actually line up with better than the American shows do. So
Yeah, I
see.
think it would. It would be more like morning to like noon your time, I think.
that would be perfect. I can
Yeah.
work it in. Do it at work as well.
There you go.
Just while
That's
my
even better.
students are running around in the background, just be like, shut the fuck up. I'm busy. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, take it easy, brother. I'll catch you soon. Thanks very much to everyone in chat. I will see you during the week. Hopefully, we'll do a few before we head off to Vietnam. And because I need to do some streams during the week and find out what questions people want me to ask to I need to collect some questions that I'm going to ask to women in bars when I get out there.
You should ask people, because I think everybody calls it Saigon and not Ho Chi Minh City. You should ask them why. I'm curious to know why.
So do like a history thing. I was thinking people were going to be saying like, "How big's your dick?" You know, questions like that.
Yeah, I mean that would probably
I'd
be
ask
better.
that too. It's probably less viable.
I want to know the culture and history, but yeah, no, that's better.
I like that you came mature with that. That's really good. I'll write that one down.
All right, sounds good, brother. All right, Frankie, have a good
Take
one.
it easy, brother. Thanks to everyone in chat. We'll see you again during the week. Really appreciate you. Yeah, so I think I'll be back on either tomorrow or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday is more viable. I just want to remind everyone who's still here. I've got a kind of a different stream on Wednesday where I finally bought like a super PC. I don't know if you guys missed this yesterday. I've bought like the mother of all PCs that Bodak set me up with. When he told me what to buy, basically. It's arrived, and I'm gonna do a bit of a PC build live on stream on Wednesday, just to make all you fuckers jealous. So there's that. I'm sure it's gonna be boring as fuck, but there's gonna be a nice surprise during that stream as well. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday for the PC build. Thanks to everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. Much love to all of you. Appreciate every single one of you. And I'll see you again during the week.